Greetings and welcome, everyone. Hello, hello, PJ. 15 months, PJ. Thank you so much. Oh, and you also subbed for 6 months in advance as well. Thank you so much, PJ. By the way, I heard a little birdie told me, a little birdie, a little birdie told me that it's PJ's birthday coming up on Super Bowl Sunday, February 9th. So happy early birthday. I won't be seeing you because I don't stream on Sunday. But I was thinking of maybe possibly being watching the Super Bowl in Discord this year, like I did last year as well. So anyways, PJ, thank you so much for your support for 15 months and for believing in me for the next 6 months to come. And happy early birthday, PJ. Let's fucking go. Thank you, PJ. So welcome in, everybody. Hello, hello. Let's start from the beginning because the beginning is a good place to start. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing on this fabulous thirsty Thursday? I'm not drinking tonight, though. I made myself a bubble tea. So greetings and welcome, Chaz, superstar. You absolute superstar. Thank you so much for the bubble tea set that I got for Christmas. Thank you, Chaz. And that's what we're drinking tonight. It's a royal milk tea, I believe. So, One Prong, you were here first. Thank you for being here. And Ash Ketchum, welcome in. Ash, Chaz, welcome in. Superstar Retro, you're here. I didn't think you were going to be here. Nice to see you here, Retro. Loving Deeds, welcome in. Loving Deeds, you're here for the intelligence, not for the beauty. That's so kind of you. Thank you for saying that, Loving Deeds. Dragons is here as well. This is Silly. You like the plaid skirt? One of my faves as well. This is Silly. Nice to see you here. John Deeds, welcome in, John. Nice to see you. And Bochi's here as well. King Kamal, bienvenue. Willkommen, bienvenue. Welcome. Welcome in, King Kamal. King K. Joer, bring out the pups. We'll see. We'll see if a little boy scratches at my door shortly. See, I don't have any food tonight, right? So he might not be coming in to beg. Becca, greetings and welcome. How you doing, Becca? And DCG, welcome in. Flex that bread on them real quick. Oh, that's the topic tonight. Exactly, DCG. Can women be the breadwinner in the family? And how do we feel about that dynamic? Like, are they better at it? Worse at it? Is it done out of necessity? But is it really good for society? Loondon, greetings and welcome, Loon. And who else is here? Who else is here? PJ. Welcome in, PJ. Oh, you're welcome, PJ. Shouting you out like you stream or some shit. Yukiko! Greetings and welcome, Yuki! All my life, where have you been? Bean, like a little bean? Like flick the bean? Welcome in, Yukiko. Thank you so much for your sub. 19 months. Nice to see you here. Yuki. Greetings and welcome. Okay. Sweet! And Maple Marie! Maple Marie, thank you for the bits and bringing in the hype train. And Swede with the tier 3. Big things here, Swede. Thank you so much for the tier 3. She's the Swede. I've been waiting to do the can. I've been just waiting to bust it out. So thank you so much for allowing me to do the little can. I've been to New York City and I went to the, what theater was that where they have the can girls? They do the theater, they do that like whole show. It was a great time, actually. So thank you so much, Swede, for the tier 3. We get up and we do the can for tier 3 over here. Love you, Swede. Love you. A very special Swede heart. Peace. Welcome in peace. Becca, not Becca, sorry, Maple. Thank you for the bits, Maple. Always being on the ball. Welcome in, Maple. Welcome in. You're always paying attention to that, and that's what I love about you. All right, Gigi Grimes. Welcome in, Gigi Grimes, for the win. We live for the wins. We live, indeed. So glad I can help. You're such a great help, Swede. You really are. You're very thoughtful. You're just you live up to your name. You are absolutely a Swede heart. So, welcome in first-time chatters. Hi, hello, greetings. So, exclamation Discord. Exclamation Discord. And let's get some music playing. The topic today is, and you can hang out in the Twitch stream queue and I'll bring you in, women in society as the breadwinner. Okay? Do you think it's the play? How I would like to know, like, as a man, how do you feel? How would you feel if you were a stay-at-home husband, stay-at-home guy, taking care of the household, cooking meals, cleaning, child rearing, all that jazz, and your wifey went out to work and bring home the bacon, so to speak, and also, like, just everything around that, the dynamic around that. Do you think a man is better suited for a role like that? When I say role, I use that very loosely, but, like, I mean, there's certain things that women have, attributes that women possess, and certain attributes that men possess, and I don't think we're the same, right? So, is it really... What do you think about that? Now, this is going to be, there's two sides to the coin, right? Some would say that, whatever a man can do, a woman can do just as well, maybe even better, right? Especially when it comes to, like, out in the workforce. Equal pay for equal work, right? Because a lot of the time women don't get paid as much for doing the same job, right? So there's a lot of facets to this topic. I think we can really touch on a lot of different things with this. DJ Booters, welcome in. Maple Marie is here. She is. Hi, Ken Wings. So you would love it? This is silly. Do you have a mic? Pop into the Twitch stream queue and tell us what you think about it. We'd love to hear it. Brumal, why not? Why can't you raid in? You must have had more than one viewer. I do have a limiter. You have to have more than one viewer to raid in. Otherwise, people just be raiding in when it's just themselves to get the shout out. It happens. But I'm glad you're here, Brumal. I'm glad you're here regardless of the raid. So, I'd be okay with it. But I think to pick up a small job to keep me occupied so you'd get bored. Okay. I definitely understand where you're coming from with that. As long as she doesn't lose respect for the guy, that does it for her. But so wild. So do you think that men lose a little bit of respect for women because their jobs are not as crucial? They're not bringing in, like, as much money into the house? Or do you kind of need to be supported in order to be your best self in the working force, right? So, thank you for the hype train, everyone. I appreciate it. Hi, Pooj. Welcome in. Nadim, let's go. Just missed the hype train by the skin of your teeth, but regardless, I appreciate it. Thank you, Nadim. Thank you for 5 months. Hey, Anne, hope you're well, looking great, as per usual. Thank you, Nadim. I appreciate the support. Always nice to see you here. So, that's a hot topic, isn't it, DJ Booters? Hot topic indeed. I practice English with you, but it's hard to concentrate. Where are you from? Out of curiosity, Plamoro. Sith K, welcome in, Sith. Greetings, nice to see you. I missed out on the AI topic yesterday. I'm writing a paper on it right now. Are you really? You would have been a great person to bring on then. In my technology and society class. Yeah, you would have been a great person to have as a guest on, but it's okay. It's okay. Peace is waiting in the queue. Welcome in, Peace. I think I saw you in the chat as well, but I missed it there. So, Lewis, hi, welcome. Did you reply to my message? I had a power outage. The last 5 minutes, Ken Wings. I did not reply to your message. I apologize. You can repeat it though. What was your message, Ken? Welcome. All right. House sinks without a woman in either role. The house will sink without a woman in either role. I don't exactly know what you mean. What do you mean? Can you elaborate? Also, this is a call-in show, everyone. So, if you have a microphone, exclamation Discord. I want flowers for Valentine's Day. Who just did that? We just got a tip here. Thank you so much, whoever that was. Who was this? Girls, they say girls don't want flowers for Valentine's Day. This is actually perfect timing. Thank you so much for the tip. Let's go. I don't know who you are. I think you're new. Yay. Thank you. Let's go. I want flowers for Valentine's Day. I'll take roses or lilies. Some girls say that they don't want them, that they're just going to die. Enjoy it, okay? Everything dies. It's the circle of life. Okay, everything dies. Enjoy it while it lasts. So, yeah. This woman topic is crazy, though. I don't know why people can't just agree to live life and earn a living. I mean, there's so many different dynamics to it, though, Sith, right? Like, would you say that a woman is a good provider? A good carer, like when it comes nurturer, a good nurturer at home, right? So maybe she would be better suited to, sometimes women are a lot more maternal, empathetic, nurturing, all of those things, right? Like do you feel like a man, like you're you yourself, as most men in the chat right now, right? Do you feel that you could raise your children just as well as your significant other? So that's my question to you. All right. Take your time, man. Thank you, Peace. Okay. My girlfriend makes more than double what I make. Really? Let's go, bookworm. My sister-in-law is a registered nurse, worked 2 jobs. Lost his job 20 years back. She did that for wow, she really carried for 15 years, Retro. Nice, good woman. Easy peasy, welcome. Men and women have roles, as it's biology, exactly. Yeah, it is biology. A stay-at-home man will always be a turn-off. He has to work and make more than a woman for the relationship, or the relationship won't last. Exclamation Discord. Pop into the Twitch stream queue. I would love to hear everyone's comments. I can't really read everyone's comments. So we just have to go along with the stream, like with the callers, and we will build from that, if that makes sense, right? So please, if you'd like to come on, let's do this. Easy peasy, welcome. Tony Soprano. I would take handpicked dandelions or daisies, Peace. Absolutely. Listen, beggars can't be choosers, right? This is silly. Welcome. No, you're already here. Sorry, my bad. All right. Okay, let's see. Let's bring in our callers. We have a couple of people waiting in the queue already. Stand by me. Chubby Link, welcome. EDM, I see you in the queue there. I like this remix. Good music choice. All good. Oz. Okay. All right. Pete Way. Hey, guys. Hey, howdy. Let's bring in some callers, okay? Peace. I think you were here first, so let's bring you in. Okay, greetings and welcome, Peace. Hi, hello.
Hello.
How are you, Peace?
Well, I'm doing swell. How are you?
I'm just fine and dandelion, that is, okay?
Of course, I'll handpick you some dandelions from the yard if you would like. I'm so mad because they don't sell too many flowers around here. It's just roses. So
That's
I
all
don't know
they
how you
sell?
feel about roses. Well, it's just base, So there's not very much.
I got you. I do like roses. I like any flower that smells nice. So I'm not a huge fan of like carnations as
Okay.
something like that, because I do actually like to stop and smell the roses, so to speak.
What
So
about what
yeah,
about a rose and a candle? So you have something to smell and something to look at until it turns into you know, gross.
that's a good point. Fair point. For sure. Yeah, I mean that could work as well. Two is always better than one. Okay,
Yeah.
so um hi Ox, welcome. Peace. What do you think about the topic tonight? Women being the breadwinner. Would you be okay with it? Do you think that they can that like alternatively a man staying at home would be better suited in that role or just as able to do it?
So I personally I struggle with that. Um I the modern me is like, yes, absolutely. There's no reason. I mean, why as a man, why should I have a say in that at all? If the woman wants to earn her keep and earn our keep as a family, then why would I pull that away? So I like to think of like specific situations where that might be the case. So maybe um, they have a better education, and so
Yeah.
um, they have a better education, and their career pays a little bit more than mine does. And if it pays significantly more, then I think that the wise decision, let's say that their career pays more than mine does, but they require to be placed somewhere where I might not have a job or have any experience or any connections, then absolutely, I would go out of my way to, you know what I mean? It's just a logical choice. Like they get paid more, they get paid enough to take care of both of us. That career is going to be nothing but beneficial. And then depending on whether or not you have children, just because the just because the woman earns more than the man does not mean that both people can't work. Now, if you have children,
Right.
um, if you have children, then that becomes a different story. You know,
Mhm.
so if there's childcare involved,
Right.
same situation. The woman has a higher paying job because the way I base off the breadwinner is whoever has the highest paying job. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we're basing all of these off of the woman having higher paying job, and um, so um, we, let's say me and this woman have a child. So now for me, it turns into, um, well, do I want my child in childcare? Can we afford childcare? If we can't afford childcare, then I'm staying at home.
Which is
But if
super
I
expensive,
work,
by the way, right? Like some people,
exactly,
like,
exactly, yeah.
yeah. Also, piece, like, how would you feel about bringing your children and having them raised by um, daycare workers or nannies? Do you feel like that would be idyllic, or would a parent staying home watching your children be better, in your opinion?
Well, do you feel like your children being raised by uh, elementary, middle, and high school teachers? I don't know how it's um, phrased there, but for US, it's elementary, middle, and high. I know they have like junior high and some other things for other countries, but um, elementary, middle, and high school, are you comfortable with that? why are you comfortable with educators raising them there, but not educators raising them in preschool?
That's
Because
a
you still
great
get to
point.
spend the time.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like you do spend, you legally have to send your kid to school, right?
Hmm.
So they have
Exactly.
to leave, and unless you're doing homeschool, but majority of the people don't. They do send their children to an institution for, whatever, 8 hours a day to get taught, things where when they're very susceptible to, their minds are very manipulated in whichever
Hmm.
way at that
Absolutely.
age. You know what I mean? So that's a great point as well.
So, um, so if I were to like practically, I would make that comparison. But personally, I would say that I I would want to spend I would either want myself or my wife to spend as much time with them in those early years as we possibly can. So, like, if it were the case, you know, my wife's the breadwinner. I'm gonna try and be a trophy husband.
Oh,
So
okay. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Okay.
um,
Go on.
ouch. But we do. Wife's the breadwinner,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would want to spend as much time as possible with them during that time period because I personally value. Um, I think there's no greater. I mean, this is just personal values, um, and you can interrupt me if you know whatever. But I feel like the most important thing in anyone's life that we can do in the modern era, since a lot of us in the middle class can't plant a tree, so to speak, that we'll never see. I mean, I could go out and physically plant a tree that I will never see bear fruit, but um, I would, I think the goal of every human is to reproduce and carry on their legacy. That's how I see, like, whenever somebody asks me what's the meaning of life or what's the meaning of doing anything anymore, personally it's for me is I don't care if there's, you know what I mean, if like I make a mistake and there's the woman involved leaves or whatever, or they don't want it, if I can be gifted with that, um the gift of life, and then um carry on, it's not just genes, because if you can be involved in their life, then they can carry on a fraction, you know what I mean? And that's eternal life to me. Is eternal life, living forever, is teaching your kid as much as you possibly can, and then them living, you know what I mean?
Okay,
So
let's pause. Let's pause. I just have to keep up with chat for a second here. Okay, Wandan, welcome in. Um, a woman earning her keep, interesting male ego. I am a dude, by the way. Yeah, that is very interesting. Woman earning her keep. That statement, absolutely. I'd be good with being a trophy husband. Of course, it would be a participation trophy. Smart, yeah. Participation trophy. Hi, Joshua Tree. Dino, welcome in, Dino. And always challenging as a kid to game and make sure do not lose for as long as possible. I'm aura farming. Interesting take, DCG, and it's Chewy. Welcome. Okay, I'm good with being the chauffeur. Also, that's the thing, Whack-A-Mole. Some guys love to drive. Like they feel in control when they're behind the steering wheel, and like even if someone else offers to drive, they don't want to take it, and that could just be control issues. But I'm okay being a passenger princess for sure. Less stress and headache to drive on the roads. If that's what they want to do. I'm also a pretty damn good driver myself, though, so I'm fully capable to drive in any environment or anything like that. Like I could drive in New York City, no problem. So, a passenger princess, yeah, exactly, passenger princess. So, okay, so peace. Back to what you were going to say. trophy, you're okay being a trophy husband. So do you think that like a woman staying home, um, cooking, cleaning, rearing the children, just maintaining the household, do you think that that's a trophy role? Do you think that's the easier route than going to work and being the breadwinner?
I feel as though women are superior to men at raising children.
At raising children? Okay.
So I understand that, at least the women that I have met have seemed to be far superior than I am capable of at raising children, if that makes sense. I don't want to make a blanket statement because that's not fair. Um, there are probably a lot of men that are very fantastic at raising children, but personally, I am not. Women have this power, I guess, so to speak, of the power of patience and the power of compassion that I don't have. Um, and so, if you want a rough and tough, you know, like whatever dude or dudette, then I'm your guy. I can raise children like that. But um, I I just it's an integral belief to me that women are fantastic at raising children and they do such a great job. And the reason why I believe that is because
Mm-hmm.
I was raised for a lot of my life by a um, single mother, and
Oh, okay.
I love my mom to death. And my dad was in my life quite a bit, you know, but in the end, I chose to live with my mom for the last couple of years, and yeah, so that's where my viewpoint, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why I feel the way that I do about it. I feel like if I was put into that position um, to be that way, then absolutely, I'd try my damnedest, and I don't feel any shame because the shame is overshadowed by the fact that you get to either participate in your own career if you don't have any children, or you get to um, raise a child, and you get to be responsible for
Papa,
that.
is that you? I'm not trying to be sorry. I'm not
You're
trying to
good.
be. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're good.
so question.
I love
Piece. You
those.
did mention one thing earlier about.
Okay.
Do you think that the whole point to life is to basically procreate, carry life
Yes, ma'am.
down, right? Carry
Yes,
the,
ma'am.
the next generation down, and also
Yes,
to
ma'am.
leave a legacy. And leaving a legacy would be, in your opinion, procreating, right?
That's correct. That is absolutely correct.
So if somebody, this is like kind of off topic, but I honestly am very curious to know.
I love it. I love it. Let's get into it.
So, so do you think if somebody doesn't procreate and have children that they are missing the whole point of life and leaving a
No.
legacy?
One thing that uh, I'm so glad you brought that up because that is something. So I tend to venture into spaces where I say things and I don't think about the ulterior of them, which is what I'm trying. Oh, my shit's super blurry. Give me a second. I'm trying to see them from like both sides of the story, so to speak. And a lot of times I will say things that don't reflect the opposite end of what I mean. And so I appreciate you bringing that up. But people, to go back to your original point, people who do not procreate are not failures in my mind.
Okay.
They have not failed at life. They're just living a different life than me. It's the same way I view people who may not hold the same religious beliefs as me or hold the
Fair.
same political views
Political.
as me.
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
So I'm glad you agree, because it's one of those things that my grandma always told me, don't worry about what other people think, you know, and because don't worry about what other people think, because you can't control them, and
Right.
they're gonna think what they want.
You
So
also can't control how people view you as well, right?
absolutely,
The only thing you
I
can
learned that
control is
today.
you learned that today. Oh, that's a good lesson to
I got a
learn.
huge. Oh man, today was the worst ever.
Why? What happened?
Um,
Just short, just quick. Brief us
I
on it, because we need to know, because now you've already brought it up and planted the seed. So just briefly, just let us know.
I got you, Anne. No worries. I found out that one of my supervisors has been running a smear campaign against me so that I can't speak on a subject that I'm educated about, so that he's the only one that can speak to higher supervision about it,
Wow,
even though I'm educated on the subject as well.
he's
Yeah,
sabotaging you because he
he
doesn't
is.
want you to be valuable. He wants to be the only person that holds value, so he's needed.
Yep, that's exactly it. That's
Hmm.
exactly it.
Yeah. Dirty, ugly, gross. How did you find that out?
I very personable person. So, um, everybody that knows me um, talks to me about things, and is willing, knows that I have the mental capacity to handle things that may or may not be negative, that I won't lash out. So they tell me everything that goes on, and it's a big struggle in my life to retain that negative opinion and disperse it in different areas, i.e., joining your lovely stream and talking to a wonderful woman about these things. It allows me to de-stress, think about other
Mm-hmm.
things for a bit.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of push that energy out. And then, we refocus the next day on what my job is and what I need to do. So, yeah, I found out because I have a lot of friends. I make a lot of friends.
That is actually great to have, obviously people on your side who tell you things when others are acting snaky behind your back, right?
I
Also, you
want to
just
know it.
touched yep. Also, you just touched upon the that you like coming to the stream because it takes your mind off of things. I would like to say
Absolutely.
that that's one reason why I love these Discord call-in shows recently. It's really just taking our mind off of things, or just getting us to think with a different, outlook now. So, I also, that's one reason I've been kind of stressed. The world has been stressful lately, in my opinion. So, just these Discord call-ins have been just great to kind of hyper focus on a topic, and it's a safe space. And you know what I mean? Like, it's our mods do a great job here. It's not that type of stream where you're going to get roasted if you call in, and there's no right or wrong answer. It really just is your opinion. And if we can understand other people's opinions, and that's where you eliminate ignorance. And once you eliminate ignorance, I feel like the world is a lot better place with education. So, great points.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't know if you have my face cam up or not. Maybe not. But I was raising my hand there. I guess maybe to ask for the chat here, because as a chatter, I would want to know this. But
Mm-hmm.
what kind of are you? I mean, obviously you don't have to share if you're not uncomfortable. If you're uncomfortable sharing it, but
Mm.
what kind of things are stressing you out right now? if you're willing to share, like what kind of thing, what weighs on the mind of the great Anne Streamy?
Some work related issues, some
Okay.
personal issues,
Okay.
some world events that have been happening,
Ooh, yeah.
financial,
Ooh.
that have kind of indirectly affected me, and that's just because the world today, we're all global citizens, right? And every action has a reaction. I always say that, and so it's a whole
Okay.
slew of things. It's right down from being very personal issues to world issues to just a lot of things. It just stresses me out. Really, just stress. But I'm okay. Like first
Good.
world problems.
Good.
That's why we need Eddie Van Halen, Whack-A-Mole. Yeah, well, music is a great stress reliever. Actually,
Oh, yes, absolutely.
that is true. Um,
Favorite artist.
correctional.
Go.
What up? Thank you. Welcome in, returning chatter. I saw you in my Discord as earlier, like yesterday or whatever. So, music is life. Music is life. So, getting out of the MF military. Oh my god. So our next caller, EDM Demon, who is a very interesting hot take, actually. It's just the contrast is so real, that
Oh, I'd
because
love to meet him.
EDM's in the military as well. He's in the Navy. I know you're in the Air Force. So, sea and air, very contrasting. But also,
Same thing, by the way. Second largest air force in the world is the Navy.
oh,
You
that's a
just got to
good
give it to them.
point. That's a good point. I totally forgot
Mhm.
about that. When you think Navy, you think like submarines, water, but there's a huge Air Force element to the Navy. I totally
Mhm.
overlooked that.
They get it, man. They look. I'm going to be a little bit U.S. red, white,
Iron
and blue
Maiden.
here.
Excellent. Oh,
They
okay.
get that
Let's
shit.
just be very minimal with that. But yes, go on.
They get that, man. I love my brother service, the Navy, and my sister service, the Army. It's a little bit of shade there, but my
Oh,
dad
that
was in the
calling it a
Army,
sister.
so
Wait. Back up, back up, back up. That's exactly what we're talking about. Peace, you're saying that the sister service, calling it a sister service, is a little bit of a backhanded compliment, a little slap there.
hmm absolutely.
To call it a sister
So
service?
it's very common in military terminology
Mm.
to speak like that.
Mm.
And, you know, personally, I don't hold any views or negativity towards women in the military.
Mm-hmm.
I have worked with, there was this one woman that I supervised, and I'll be fucked if she couldn't work the brakes off of everybody that I worked with. Every task that I gave her, a hard charger went in and did it. I assigned her tasks because I mean, look, you can call it discrimination, but for me as a supervisor and for all of the other airmen that were around her giving her a bunch of crap, it was I assigned her a couple of jobs that were pretty hard to do, like crawling into crap places, sweating your butt cheeks off,
Mm.
blistered hands, all this kind of crap, as hard as it can get for the chair force.
The
And
chair force, yeah.
yeah,
Someone said that
I,
earlier
I
in
assigned
chat.
her I assigned her some of the I assigned her some of the harder jobs to do, and he effing killed it, man. She went out there, she got every single thing I asked her to get done. She didn't complain a lick about whatever I asked her to do. And you know what? Not a single freaking airman not a single airman commented on anything about her expertise or what she could do after that, because she went in there and she got after it for what everything she could do.
So
To go
that's
back to what you were saying
yes,
about the sister
yes.
service,
Mm.
I'm not trying to avoid that. I'm just trying to, I guess, self-fillet a little bit. But Um, the uh, the sister service is just like EDM says. It's a little bit of a common um
Expression.
verbiage.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's a little bit of a so typically every person uses sister service. So in the professional environment, even generals would say sister service.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that was a, I guess maybe I wouldn't make the generals proud by calling one a brother and the other a sister service, but
I know you didn't make
it's
it up.
just the
I know you
verbiage.
didn't make it up. It is verbiage. It's
Yeah.
an expression that you're just, reiterating. But I'm just,
Yeah.
how ironic is it to, be calling something a sister service, and that's a little bit of a slander, right? Like a little bit of a low blow, like a jab, to call it a sister service, right? So it's just kind of funny. And so to elaborate on that point piece, because this is kind of ties into the topic tonight about, do we feel that women are better suited as a caregiver, as a provider, as a supporter of the household because of their biological tendencies and strengths? So,
So
so the
well,
other way around, how do you feel that women? Because everyone, like, this is just facts that women are the weaker sex, and I don't mean weaker emotionally or or anything like that. I mean physically weaker sex, right? That's just facts. So, do you think that women are in women in the anything to do with in a physically demanding profession like in the Air Force? Do you feel like women are hold their ground there, or how do you feel about that? Women in alternatively as women in the household or women in a physically demanding profession.
so to go back to the first question you asked was like, are women in a military capacity? Let me preface this: in a women in a military capacity, are do I think that women are weaker? Yes, yes, I do.
I will agree
Now,
with you on that. Like,
um,
that's just facts.
the women in the U.S. military, at least, have lower standards. Now, this is a dude statistic, but I would say approximately 30% of our PT test, women have to comply with 30% of what a man has to comply with during our PT test.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
PT
now,
tests are the physical
physical
tests where
training.
you have to do like, you have to run a mile in 10, 12 minutes or whatever it is, 10-minute
Mhm.
mile, 10-minute mile. And you've got to do a certain amount of, climb the rope in a certain time and all of that stuff, right?
That's exactly correct. So
Mm.
for the Air Force, so the Marines, Army, Navy, and Coast Guard are all different. So I can only speak to the Air Force, and a passing score for the mile and a half is for the Air Force. Okay, first of all, anybody who's military in chat, I get it. We only run a mile and a half. It's we don't have to run very much, okay? We run to an aircraft, we fix it, and we send it off, okay? We don't have to run into, you know,
The
whoever.
trenches.
Yeah, we don't have to run in the trenches and murder people. I get it. All right. You guys are cooler than me. We don't have to swim either. But the Air Force is a mile and a half. And below the age of 25, women have to um, women have to do 16 minutes to get a passing score on the mile and a half. They have to run a mile and a half in 16 minutes. Um, Men have to run 13 minutes. Women
Okay.
have to do 36 push ups. Men have to do 49. So
Right.
you get the idea behind it is that the standards for women were lowered so that we could get more women into the U.S. military. And it's that way across all branches. Men and women have different.
Right. So how do you feel of like, do you still feel, even though the standards are slightly lower, physically demanding for women in the military, in the Air Force in particular, that you can speak of, do you still feel like women can still serve a purpose in the military? Can they still do a job, like whether or not they're slightly weakened? Because, okay, here's the thing, like there's some men that are not as physically capable as other men. Not all men are created equal. Can we not agree on that? Like some men, some men are just not as physically strong or physically, capable as other men. That's just how it is, very right? True. So could you be like, well, if there's a weak man and a really super strong girl, like, do you pick the dude every time just because he's a guy? Or, so there's that as well, right? But we are kind of talking about, the topic tonight is breadwinners and women. Can they work? Can they be the breadwinner? And so if there's a woman who's in the military, how do you feel? Can she still serve a role and still serve a purpose and be a good employee, a member of the military?
Absolutely. I have some of the best maintainers. So for the Air Force specifically, some of the best maintainers that I've seen, as long as they're challenged in the right way and given the right resources.
Hold on. Mother Truckin' Jimmy! Let's go, Mother Truckin' Jimmy! Where have you been all my life? Mother Truckin' Jimmy, thank you so much for 5 months. Mother Truckin' Jimmy, I appreciate you, Jimmy. By the way, welcome in Gertie Girly, and shortly after, Gertie Guy, aka Wade. Welcome in, Wade and Gertie. Nice to have you here. Okay, so just to recap, guys, the topic of discussion. And Peace hopping on. Yes, let's go, Peace. Where's my marker?
I thought I was already on there.
I know, but I'm gonna write it again because you just gave another 5 Peace. So every time.
Oh, well, you're gonna have to write it again.
Oh, jeez. Oh, gee, Willikers. Willikers of the G. Peace. Let's go.
I realize that you guys have been subject to me on this stream for quite a long time.
It's been a pleasure, Peace. Don't say that. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for having the guts to call in.
Gotta not look at the stream right now, but yeah, no, for sure. I definitely appreciate it. I appreciate you guys allowing me to be on the stream for as long as I have. I feel gifted to talk to the one and only here, of course.
It's been a pleasure, Peace. Been an absolute pleasure. Okay, so sorry. Let's just wrap up what our thoughts were before we.
Can I ask you one question before the end?
Of course.
I'm sorry. I realize there's more people, and I'm probably gonna spam. I'm gonna hang out in the stream queue because I want to know what these guys think. But yeah.
Please, what's your question?
So, as a woman who is in the space, and this is going to be a very personal, and stop me and don't answer if it's
Peace wants to get personal with me, chat. Okay.
Sorry.
No. Go ahead. Welcome in, intrusive. So, yeah.
You are very attractive, and you are very aware of your attractiveness. on stream. However, there's two things that I guess am interested about. So one of those two things is typically women of your beauty start on OnlyFans. However, I'm sorry, you can call me a stalker if you would like, but you haven't started an OnlyFans.
No, I don't have an OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to.
And you excuse me, instead of and, I'm going to say the word but you still utilize your
God-given gifts. My God-given gifts.
Quotations around the ass, and then the ets is the rest of it. But you still utilize that
my assets. Yes, you do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I mean, thank God I was blessed with it.
Look, there's no shame. I find no shame in this, especially in this platform.
My charms. Yes, my charms, Safi. I love this. Yes. What's your question, though? I agree with you. So far, so good.
Okay. So my question is, what separates you from the, I hate to say traditional Twitch streamer that promotes adult content, and why is it that you choose, I'm interested in the fact that why you choose not to have those materials available.
Good question, Peace. And you know what? I'm glad you brought it up, and you so eloquently asked me in such a sensitive manner, and I do appreciate and I respect that piece. Also, you're probably asking a question that a couple other viewers have always wondered as well and never had the guts to ask. So I feel like it's a little off topic, but I would love to answer it for you. Thank you so much for the follow. So,
thank you.
Healer, welcome. Intrusive and Supreme Sunbro, welcome. Okay. First things first. I learned in grade 10 marketing class in high school. They teach this in high school, at least in Canada they do. Sex sells. Okay? That is just facts. Sex sells, right? A lot of different companies will use sex in order to help sell their product. And I do think that majority of my market, I do have a lot of women supporters, more than the average girl, I will say, and I'm extremely, extremely proud of that. But majority of my viewers are men, and men are more visual creatures. Okay, that's also a thing. So I definitely do use my assets to quote unquote to reel them in, so to speak, right? Because seeing a pretty girl will spark interest, especially if you're scrolling through pages upon pages and seeing so much content out there. Like, how do you pick between, right? So, even a blind man. But I will say, I am visual. We're all visual, but I do think men are much more visual than women. At least when it comes to like sex. Women think in their mind, they fantasize a lot more, I think, than men do. But that's besides the point. So I definitely use my assets, my God-given assets, to help, highlight my stream and bring people in. But I will say, people come in maybe for the boobs, but hopefully some of you stay for the personality. It's not a one-dimensional type of stream. There's a little more substance to this. Hopefully it gets you thinking, and I think that's what keeps people around. Now, why I don't do OnlyFans? Because I guess I could do OnlyFans or Fansly or any type of site like that and probably make a lot more money than I'm making now.
Girl.
But I choose not to, and that's just my own personal choice because I know once you put yourself out on the internet, whatever that means of putting yourself on the internet, it's there forever. You can't delete it. Some people will regret it, right? Like, let's say I have children in the future. I would hate for my children to be bullied and teased at school because their mom has like naked pictures circulating around. Look at former porn star Mia Khalifa, who she was a porn star, chat, and she wants to get her content removed off the internet. Well, good luck. You can't. It doesn't work that way. There's no going back, right? Once you open Pandora's box. So, yeah, and listen, this is I'm not knocking anyone who chooses to do OF or Fansly or any of those sites. But it just for me, I don't want to be like looked at as like just a sexual object. Yes, what's the word? I feel what's the word? Not what's the opposite of insulted? The opposite of insulted. I feel like flattered. Yeah, I feel very flattered when people complimented and flattered. Yes, Saturn. Yeah. I feel very flattered when, people think that I'm beautiful and sexy, of course I do. But I don't want that to be the be all and end all of what encompasses me. I don't want to be a one trick pony, so to speak. And for my own sanity, I would hate to just be a sex object and nothing more than that, and not be seen as anything more than that. I want to be multifaceted. And so maybe it's my ego. I don't know exactly why, but those are my reasons. I don't do that type of stuff because, well, I don't have to, and I don't feel that it encompasses my values and how I want to be like seen on the internet, basically. Yeah, those are my reasons. What do you think about that piece?
Thank you so much. I think that those are admirable views to have. And although I do not shame individuals who choose to take that pathway, the pathway that we're talking about, because that's just how I am. I just don't feel like shaming them is appropriate. But I feel like it's one of those streams where but you don't participate, for me. And I guess I was trying to understand your ideology. I was trying to get a peek into your ideology. Why? Because relating back to the women as breadwinners, if I were to be a man in a relationship with a woman whose breadwinning job was to sell her body on the internet,
right?
I feel like I would have a lot of questions about that. Now, not to say that I wouldn't support it. However, if that was their main source of income, I would ask to participate, so to speak, in that.
Oh wow, the plot thickens. Okay.
Yeah,
the plot thickens there. Okay, I hear you.
Accruation of income. You know what I mean? I don't mind if my girl doesn't. If my girl does that kind of stuff solo. First of all, solo for me.
Right.
Is a big thing. But if I can participate in that action, then it may not be for everybody, but personally, I feel like if I can participate in that money making, then I don't feel, because there's a certain amount of shame that comes with, and it's nothing on the woman, and it's all upon depending on the pride of the man, and I consider
Right.
myself prideful.
Ah.
But it having your, let's say you're married, so I'm going to use possessive here. So
Mhm.
having your woman participate in those actions without you, it would distance, like for me personally, it would distance me
Mhm.
from the relationship with that woman. But if they're like, let's say I dated a girl who her main source of income was OnlyFans, and if people were, and she showed up and she's like, yeah, I've only done solo, here's my socials, and then I go through that and it's like not 15,000 other men, which is, it's a what's the word for it, it's a stigma that I have against it.
Mhm. That's fair.
So like I have a stigma against a woman who has had a significant amount of partners. I do have a stigma against women that are like that. But if it is solo work, and this comes from experience, by the way. So good luck if
Really?
the chatters
Okay.
can find that one out.
Okay. Okay.
Which one is me on the stream. But I want to be a part of that. Does that make sense? Like, just like how I hope and appreciate if a woman is a part of my life, if the woman's life is a part of solo acting in that perspective, I want to be a part of that. You know what I mean? So I don't judge people for that kind of stuff. I just want to be a part of it. And the only personal view I have of that is if it's with a significant amount of people.
Okay. Fair. Very fair. And Panda, welcome in, Panda. So Panda says,
Holy
shit, let your
crap, you know a
freak
lot of people.
flag fly. If a man did the same, he would be called a hero. Sadly, that is the truth. And it's very, it's a hypocritical sort of society. Chat, like even me doing what I do here on stream, some men, and women for that matter, do not respect what I do. So again, you know what? That's their prerogative. I can't change the way those people think, but I know I have standards and morals and values that I uphold for myself, and I'm confident in what I do, and I'm okay with what I do, and I sleep very well at night. And so at the end of the day, you can only really satisfy and please yourself and make sure that you feel okay with what you do, because you really can't change other people's thoughts and opinions. So,
do you feel like what I said excludes you from the conversation?
Excludes me? Well, I think you were talking more about like if a woman was doing things like sexual things on the internet, because I guess that's sort of a thing between a male, like a boyfriend, a girlfriend, between two partners, that you would want to be included in that because you would feel distant from your partner if they were doing sexual things without you, right? So I really didn't take that like you were even speaking about me at all, because I'm not really, in my opinion, I'm not doing, I mean, I'm human. I'm human. I do sexual, I'm a sexual being. I'm a sexual being, and so I'm you know, a sexual being, and so I have a little bit of sexuality. I sort of give that off a little bit, and that's just, I can't change that. That's just who I am. I would be the same way in public as well.
Change that.
Right? But I'm not trying to, like, this is just who I am. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to over sexualize. I'm trying to bring, balance and have the best of both worlds, kind of. So it
Well
is
done.
what it is.
Hats off to you, Queen. Thank you so much for answering my question.
You're welcome, Peace.
Truthfully,
Thank you for
means
asking.
a lot to me, and it all relates to what we're talking about, because
It really
we're all
does.
talking about like where the money's coming from and where the breadwinner is. Because like in my own fantasy world, where I'm sitting here at home, once again fantasy world, where I'm sitting here and Anne is the breadwinner, then I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be I will try. I'll go to the gym as many times as she wants to. I'll be the trophy husband she never knew she had. Okay, so just to throw back onto the hitting on Anne there, but I just want you guys to know that as a basic value, so that I can get out of here, so the other fellas in here can ball out. And once again, you're a beautiful woman. You do everything that I can think of the best that you can, and I would be remiss if I didn't say that I would be infatuated with being your trophy husband if you were to choose me. And that is my shout out for the next dating stream. Yeah, that's right. Your boy applied for the next dating stream.
Did you?
So
okay, good.
Ball.
Let's go, Peace. Peace, thank you so much for calling in today. Always a pleasure. And we will see you. Love you too. We'll see you in chat, Peace.
Great night.
Thank you. I hope you do as well. I hope we made your night a little bit better than your day was.
It always makes it better, Anne. You're the best person to show up.
Mission accomplished.
Mod team is amazing.
Let's go.
Just want to shout out to them. Mod team is amazing. Except
I really
for that
do.
Clown that showed up in the middle of my interview last time. I'm looking at you.
Oh, that was a mistake. I'll tell you right now. Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, Peace. I was trying to organize a call right after stream, and they got confused, and they popped in. Like, they thought like, come into the call now, and I was trying to organize a call after stream, so they were just confused. It was just a big confusion. So,
as a man who has pride, as I've previously stated, stop stepping on my sesh with the woman, all right? She's the woman I want to talk to. I don't want to talk to you, dude, all right? So I just wanted a little bit of drama for stream there, but I just wanted to say that. Look, Saturn, I love you, dude. I think that you're an amazing mod, especially in chat, but I swear to God, you step on my shit one more time, I mean, I can't do anything about it.
It wasn't Saturn. It was Retro Man. He did it by accident. It was an accident.
Well, all right, Retro. Yeah. If you step on my shit again, I'm
he's totally joking. Just so you guys know, okay? There's no anger and aggression here. Nope. All right, Peace. I have to let you go.
It's a joke. It's a joke, by the way, chat. I love you. It's a joke.
Right. So, thank you so much for calling in, Peace. We'll see you in chat, man. Okay?
Okay, bye. Love you, Ann.
Love you. Bye. Welcome in, first time chatter. Thank you. I appreciate that. So that was Peaceality, aka Peace for short. Okay, make love, not war. Okay, chat. Good lessons to live by. Welcome in, Booty Bandit. Ender Starcraft, welcome in. And Andy, hello, Andy. And Snazzy is here as well. Welcome in, sweeties. Okay, let's bring in our next caller who's been patiently waiting in the wings. I will let him tell. I don't know how much info he wants to divulge on the internet. I know he has mentioned he's in the Navy, so that we know is on the table. Anything more than that, I'm going to leave up to him, so I don't want to speak for him. So let's bring in our next caller, EDM Demon. I hope you're still here. You've been waiting so patiently, EDM.
Hi,
hello, my Valentine.
Oh my God, my love, my sweet beneath
He's
my
writing
wings.
poetry now. Oh, shit.
I
He's
am a poet, low key. I haven't
spitting
written in a while,
bars,
but
spitting poetic bars over here. Welcome in.
real quick, before we get
Yeah.
started, I know chat can't see me. I know chat can't see me, but oh my God, please, there we go. Like the new hoodie.
I see you. I see you over there. Nice. Nice drip. What is that? What type of sweater is that?
It's just some shit that I fucking got off of Amazon. I thought it was gonna be different material, but it's more of a dry fit material, which I mean, it's okay, but I was expecting it.
Okay, but EDM, let's talk about the elephant in the room here. Your do-rag has tassels? What the heck is that?
Oh, you don't like it?
No, I like it. I like it. You know that I've never seen anything like it though, but it's very interesting. You know what I love about you, EDM, is you're very confident. And you have to have confidence in whatever you do. Flair! Let's go! 2 years, Flair! Welcome in, Flair Kaiser.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Oh, but I actually, so this is not an original idea.
Hang tight, EDM. This song is just a little bit long because it's a whole 2-year alert.
And whole 2-year alert, let's go. Gertie, I see your comment. Hold on. It is incoming.
Flair, thank you so much for 2 years. Thank you. Let's go. Thank you, Flair. I hope you're enjoying Colombia. Colombia, right? You're always somewhere, Flair. You're always somewhere. All right. So, okay, so EDM.
Yes, that is me.
The topic today is women in modern day society. Can they be the breadwinner? Well, they can be the breadwinner, but like, do we have any long-term, like, how do you feel about that? Like,
Yeah.
and I know, so you mentioned before that in chat that you are in the Navy, right?
I am indeed.
So you see women working physical jobs. I'm wondering how you think women hold up to a job position like that. And then
So,
child rearing and, you know, having a man maybe, you know, stay home, take care of the household, cook, clean, take care of children. How do you feel about all of that, EDM?
But the funny thing is, first off, shout out to my man Peace, my brother in arms. I'm actually work at a joint command right now, which is I work with the Air Force currently. So I got a new appreciation and a new love for the Air Force. You guys do a lot. There's not a lot that's publicized about what specifically you guys do. It's usually Army and Navy operations that everyone hears about the most. So shout out to my man Peace and all of his wonderful and lovely takes on this topic. As for me, I have a fairly unique perspective because coming from my previous command, where well, this job in general is male dominated. And so
Right.
I had male leaders. And all of them, with the exception of one from my previous command, were absolutely dog shit. I mean, as far as being able to do a job is one thing, being able to do it effectively is another, and I'll get into that. You can lift all you want to. Your physical standards, yeah, a females can be lower than a male's, whatever. But here where I currently am, I have had a female chief this entire time, and now I have an OIC, officer in command, who is also a female. And the way that my shop runs here in comparison to there, it's literally night and day. There's genuine efficiency. There's no, well, this is how we do it. this is what we've been doing. This is how we're going to continue to do it. There is constant innovation and um, the ability to give feedback to be able to help streamline different processes. It's not just beaten to your head. This is how we do it. You're going to do it this way. If you don't, X, Y, and Z is going to happen. So, as far as a woman making all the money within the house, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
where's your pride stop? You know, I'm not going to lie. For me personally,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I would like to be that dude. Yeah, I would like to be like, yeah, I can give you the world. I can do whatever. But currently I'm about to get out the military. So at least for the next couple of years, it's gonna be a little bit rough for me. Especially being, an aspiring streamer myself, being able to get the traction that I need to be able to pay the bills in the house.
Mm-hmm.
If I do come across a woman who is willing to be with me and my kids, and she makes more money than me, then so be it. If I rock with you, I rock with you. If we end this together, we end this together. There's no shame in having your partner make more money than you. I don't know where the stigma came from, because my mother did it all. She was the mama and the daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'll ask you, would you be able to tell that I came from a single parent household, let alone it just being my mother?
Right off the hop, no, I'm not able to tell that from people. No, I'm not able to tell off the hop. So I think it has to do maybe with a little bit of like male ego, but it's not just that. I mean, so let's say that the female is the breadwinner and going to work 40 plus hours a week. That takes away from maintaining the household and maybe rearing the children, right? And so, like, do we know? Like, I feel like a dual income family, which is kind of the norm these days, just because of the cost of living now, right? The cost of living is so high. Back in our grandparents' day and age, you could have a stay-at-home wife and be able to live off of one income, and that was totally fine, right? But now with a dual income family and both people having to work 40 plus hours, for sure it's going to be taking away from the security and like the nourishment of a household, right? But you won't be able to cook those really like meals from scratch anymore, right? We're all into convenience foods now, using your microwave or something fast and easy, right? Like that's what we turn to now. Rearing children, a lot of the time, kids have to go to daycare or have a babysitter, and we're not able to take care of and raise our own children when they're so impressionable at a young age. There's that. And we don't really know long-term effects of that, right?
We don't. And it's I am a single father of 2 kids currently. And
I'm
then,
so glad
you
that
know,
you mentioned that, because I wanted to let you, if you wanted to say it or not. So I really do feel like you have a really interesting perspective that probably a lot of the other viewers right now don't have. So I would really love to hear your opinion on being a single father.
interesting to say the least. Um, Especially given that the oldest child I have is not mine, comes from a previous relationship, and came into my life kind of already developed and set in their ways. Came to me when he was 10 is whenever he came to me. Yeah, he's been with me for 2 years and some change now.
Wait. Let me just say that again. You are a single father with full custody, and the eldest child is not even your biological child at all, and you're raising a child that's not even yours?
Yes. That is correct. Yeah, not even mine.
Nah.
Um, interesting situation happened with the mother of my daughter. In the case that she one is at sea duty, currently on deployment. Um, but that didn't have any bearings on. It was kind of a serious situation. She was like, "Hey, um, his father unfortunately cannot." She's like, "I know this is asking a lot of you, but do you think?" And we were dating at the time, so I was like, "Well, I'm already a dad, so why not? Why not? Yeah, he could come. He can come live with me."
So your daughter and they're half siblings,
Yes,
right? Okay.
they are.
Okay.
They are half siblings.
Okay.
Mm,
So many questions. By the way, I just have to applaud you, EDM, first of all, because I really do feel that there's not a lot of men out there that would be raising a child that's not theirs. I
oh,
really do
most
feel that.
definitely not. Most definitely not. There's not a lot of people who would even be in the current situation that I am in. Because have I explained to you like the entire situation of my current living condition?
I think you have.
Yeah. So yeah, there's not a lot of people who would even be anywhere near this type of situation, let alone uh, willingly take full custody of a child that's not theirs. I will definitely agree with that. It's I'm not gonna lie, it's rough. Like being a parent is the easiest and most hardest job all in the same time. Because at the root of it, all you have to do is make sure they don't die, feed them, clothe them, house them. That's at the root of it. But he just had a birthday on Monday. I'll tell if y'all could put happy birthdays in the chat. He just turned 12 on Monday.
Wow, happy 12th birthday.
Um, now we are entering the mental side of raising a kid, and he reminds me so much of myself at his age, just full of anger. And he's a gamer like me, and being that young, you experience big feelings, you let them out. You don't really know how to control it, and your immediate reaction is wanting to lash out. Hey, stop that, you know. But it's like I find myself trying to sternly navigate um, how to take care of it because I am trying to raise a man. Um, letting him know, hey, if you cannot control your feelings, if you cannot control your emotions, then you need to get off. If you cannot allow something to have this much control over the way that you respond and the way that you act, he likes to toss his controller a lot. I'm like, hey, look, it's gonna break. You can't do that. And it's really being a parent is low key a repeat simulator. You have to stay on it. You have to stay consistent. And with it being just you and being the world that we live in, not
Mm-hmm.
really being super um, inviting and trusting of different people, it's me and the kids in the house. I don't have anybody over the house. So eventually it starts to wear on you. Um, and then on top of me trying to get back and be fit and be strong, because I don't ever want there to be a day to where the kids will outrun me. I don't ever want there to be that day.
Right.
You get tired.
So what I'm thinking, like, in terms of like being maternal and being very, you know, like, is there a like, is it like a very
It's
warm, cuddly, like uh precious moments, when you're reading books at night before bed, and you still have that bond? Or do you feel like you're a fish out of water and you're just trying to cope because out of necessity, like you need to? So there's
it's both.
that.
It's both. Because like I said, I came in this like his personality is already set. Um So having to navigate around him while integrating him into the way that I expect him to be, along with the same thing with his sister. It's very difficult. Yeah, I definitely feel like a fish out of water because I'm not his dad, but I'm doing what a dad should do. Small story. He got in a fight recently with a girl. Um, they luckily got the whole thing on video. So I came to the school. I had to leave work, go up there. Came to the school, watched the video, um, and he got pushed. He got backed into a corner, and he reacted. Um, and so in the office, I had to tell him, I was like, "Look, I understand. I'm not mad at you for what you did. You defended yourself. Like he actually did. Though he threw the first punch, he got backed into a corner. His fight or flight kicked in, and I cannot be mad at him for that. However, what I told him, I was like, yeah, oh,
Hang
oh,
tight, DTM. We
we
have
got
an
some.
alert coming. We have a raid from Stuffed Burrito. Take me down like I'm a domino. Every second is a highlight. When we touch, don't ever let me go.
Stuff my
Like I'm a
burrito.
domino.
With the
Oh,
gifted
Gertie!
subs.
Thank you. We had a raid of 3, and Gertie just gifted 3. So let's go, Gertie. Thank you. Hopefully, some of the raiders get gifted subs. I think that's the intention there. So thank you, Gertie. Where have you been all my life? Thank you, Stuffed Burrito, for the raid. How was your stream today? How was your stream? What did you get into? Just chatting. Well, welcome in, Raiders. If you are new here, my name is Anne. We have Discord call-ins, and today is the topic of basically female breadwinners and how do you, in modern day society, how do you feel like that's working out for us? Do we agree? Do we disagree? And all of that jazz. So, okay, now also I hope my mic isn't too loud. Someone mentioned earlier that my mic was a little loud, so hopefully I fixed that situation. All right, once in chat if you think my mic is okay and not too loud, not hurting anybody's eardrum. I know it's different depending if you're listening with headphones or if you have an external speaker. Okay, good to know. Okay, so I think I fixed that situation there. Now, welcome in first time chatter from the Stuffed Burrito community. Let's go. Hello, Jonathan Lopez. So, aw, you're so sweet. Even if your ears bleed, Panda. Okay, so we have EDM Demon here with us, speaking with us right now. We have a bubble tea tonight winning. So we have, it's a royal milk tea. So cheers. Yes, way. Is it Scottish? It's probably Chinese. It's from China. It's from China. Okay, listen. EDM has a very interesting situation. He is actually the breadwinner and the he's the sole provider for 2 children in his household. So he is the mother, he's the father, he's the cook, he's the cleaner, he is the money maker. He's all that in a bag of chips, okay? And so and he's even raising a child that is not biologically his as well. One of the children is not biologically his. He's Mr. Mom, he's Mr. Dad, he's all that in a bag of chips. So I just want to, it's nothing is all black and white, cut and dry, right? And so I also know, EDM, because your past, you have a soft spot for single parent families, right? And so you want to be that father that was never around in your life. Like, you want to right those wrongs, and that's also commendable as well. So I think you're definitely serving that purpose, and you are you are a stand-up fella,
Appreciate
and I mean, you're everything. You are their entire world. So,
you. But yeah. So once I watched the video, I had to tell him like, hey, I'm not mad at you for what you did. You did what you felt was necessary in the moment. That was, I had to explain to him what happened because he was like, I don't know, I just swung. I was like, that's called fight or fight. And I was like, I'm glad to see that you have a fight response. That actually does make me happy. However, you have to understand that yes, you might be half white and half black, but the world sees you as a black man. I had to have that hard conversation with him in the principal's office. I was like, when you get to high school, there is no, oh, don't do that again. You're being arrested. You're being taken to jail. And depending on how old you are and what all happens, you will be tried as an adult. You
mm-hmm.
cannot be doing that. So, though I'm not mad at you for what you did, I am mad at you that you placed yourself in that situation. You guys were horse playing and things got out of hand. You were transitioning from lunch to class. Are you supposed to be doing that? He was like, no. I was like, all right then. So he got suspended for 2 days.
I
And
mean,
when
it's
we
a
stepped,
physical altercation, but you're right.
Mhm.
Like, just try to keep level-headed and don't do it again because don't make it a
I had that.
normal thing. Don't make it a
Right.
thing. Yeah.
And when we stepped out of the school, walking back to the car, he just broke down. I mean, like the waterworks, like the whole gravity of it, it just hit him all at once. He started
For sure, he was
crying.
probably so frustrated and he was bottling that up.
And then finally, his body finally relaxed, and it just that's how it responded. So I grabbed him, I hugged him. I was like, "It's all right." Let me stop walking. I was like, "Take your time, let it out." I was like, "I don't even know why I'm crying." I'm like, "You're coming down. This is a normal response. You don't really know what to do with your emotions right now, and so this is how it comes out. It's okay to cry. You're fine." And took him home. Uh, Sat down and had another long conversation with him. But I ensured him like, it's okay. You can come and talk to me about anything. And it's the constant reassurance that I have to
EDM,
have
please
with him.
talk a little closer to your mic.
How is this?
Better, much better.
All right, all right, my output's already up. All right, cool. Yeah, it's it's such a tricky thing because you are, um, oh well, there's also that too. All right, how do I sound now?
Much better, much better.
All right.
I think you were deep in thought. And so you were deep in thought and you were not really, like, you know what I mean, paying attention to focusing and also I feel like low voices, like deep voices can be lower and harder to hear sometimes, right? If you have a high pitch, it's a lot easier. So,
Yeah, it is a little bit easier to pick up now for sure. But
mhm.
yeah, it's being and that's the God, that's the other side of it. It's like there are just some things that I just do not have that a woman does. Like I'm a teddy bear. Yeah, I know that. But from the way I was raised and just how I am now, I'm not a super, oh my God, hi, welcome home from school, hugs and kisses and all. I'm not really like that. Even with my friends and people that I really do care for and love.
You're not a
I'm not really like that.
touchy feely fella.
Not all the time. No, even with my mother. Um, like our love language is mine and hers. Our love language is physical touch. So whenever I do come home and visit, of course, when I first see her, she gets a hug. But after that, it's straight wrestling. Like she'll grab
And
me
the
around my
chokehold.
neck, put me in a chokehold.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we will have full wrestling matches. Like that's what we do. So that's what I know, and I feel like that's good for him. Um, because my mom, low key, as I was growing up, she taught me how she taught me how to fight. Um, She would do certain things until I caught on it, then she'd do something else. And then she would just keep that going until, basically, if that situation ever arose, I would know how to deal with it. And I kind of sort of have incorporated that into my parenting style. But dealing with my daughter, oh, my word.
Do you feel like raising a female versus a male very different as well? Right?
Oh, no, it is. It is 100% different.
Mm-hmm.
It is raising a young man is, once they're autonomous, they can wake up, go get their breakfast and all of that and talk and have conversation with you. You're kind of on cruise control. And the parenting, to me, only really comes in is when those key critical situations come in. Like, you can't just randomly wake up and it's like, all right, we're going to have this lesson today. I mean, you can, but the effectiveness of it is lost because to your kids have short attention spans and they're just like, oh, okay, whatever you say, I'm not really listening, but continue, I'm gonna listen. So raising a young, little tiny thing, she'll be 3 in April. Even now, she is all of my emotions in one little body. She feels everything. Like there's sometimes where it's like, yes, I spank my child, I do, but most of the time I don't have to. I speak to her a certain way. Boom.
And she just feels guilty, and feels bad just by knowing with her intuition that you are mad at her and doesn't want you to be mad. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I don't even have to say anything. I'm so glad that I have mastered that. It's like, yeah, dads, they have their look, but there is something about a mother snapping her eyes towards you that will make anybody straighten up. I don't care who you are. I've mastered that because now it works on the oldest as well. So I'm low-key proud of myself about that. I'm not gonna lie.
Welcome in, Poops McGee. Nice to see you. Long time no see. So that's a whole nother conversation, EDM. Do we believe in spanking our children as punishment? Poops McGee, it's a great name, Six String. It is. And so I was raised with physical, like my my mom and dad used to spank me. Not like abusive, but nowadays though, I don't think you're really allowed too much, at least in the Canadian system. Like if the school's to find out that you're being hit at home, I don't think you're allowed to do that anymore. And I don't really agree with that, to be honest.
Oh no, not in the slightest. I don't spank him. One, because he's not mine. And two, I feel like past a certain age, it really and truly does lose its effectiveness. When they're young, for sure, you have to instill that these are the absolute do nots. You can't throw temper tantrums just because I told you no. No, you cannot put the fork in the socket. No, you can't touch the hot stove. Granted, which I am learning, and unfortunately, I think that my daughter is like this. There are some things that you are just going to have to very carefully watch, but let happen. There's some things you are going to have to let happen. Like my daughter, she is a climber. The trash can is right beside the counter. And if I am not paying attention, she climbs on top of the counter. And unfortunately, I feel like I'm going to have to let her fall one day. Just so she'll learn not to do that again.
That must be the hardest thing as a parent. Knowing that they have to learn it themselves, right? And just watching them go through that process. Welcome in first-time chatter, Pedigree. And also Ender Starcraft, who is a Canadian expert with the law. says in Canada you are allowed to spank your children still, but cannot use a weapon. So no wooden spoonage, no belt,
No
no
belts.
no wooden spoon, nothing like that. No weapon, and then
No
it's legal.
switches.
No, no electrical cords. Just joking. No boxing gloves. That's a weapon, isn't it? A boxing glove.
Technically speaking.
I mean, if you're putting gloves on. But yes, so Canadian expert
Oh, wow.
at beating children or having sexual relationships with a 16-year-old. Canadian expert of the law, Andrew Starcraft. Thank you for clarifying that, okay? Of the law. What does Poop say? Beating your kids for discipline's sake is not abuse. It's the only way to raise strong children. I agree. Gentle parenting is why this generation is so soft in creating social media kids. I absolutely agree with you. Yeah,
Gentle
especially
parenting is for gentle kids.
and some people say, oh no, gentle parenting, you don't want to give them trauma as they get older. But as EDM is saying, as a single parent, especially with young children, they don't really understand, their brain isn't developed enough to explain rationalism. Don't put the fork in the socket, sweetie. You're going to get electrocuted. Really just a physical sort of letting them know is the easiest way, one of the most profound ways to explain that to someone. So yes, I can understand EDM maybe not using a hand on a 12-year-old boy, because at that point they might start to get they might start to feel animosity, and you know what I mean, take it too personally, and you know what I mean, because they can use their brain a little bit more than a toddler can. But I definitely think young children, and again, I'm not saying to be abusive.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, everything in moderation. But yes, I absolutely think this whole gentle parenting phenomena is creating a bunch of little bitches in the world.
No, it genuinely is. And the sad thing about it is it started with us, actually. It started with us, and then it kind of blew up. To me, it really and truly blew up after COVID, because it actually is shown a lot within the military. There's a lot of leaders and people in positions of power who genuinely forget that there's people inside of that uniform. You may not know the full story of that person, but there's a lot of people who have gotten very comfortable with disrespecting people, the problem could have been solved with a simple conversation, but they've gotten very comfortable with disrespecting people and not getting hit in the mouth for it. That's just my personal take on it.
100%. Yes. A lot of keyboard warriors out there, but they would never, if they were to do that in real life and they got knocked in the teeth, they might think twice.
It's but a little trying to reel it back into back on topic. It's being the breadwinner, the one who brings in all the income.
Yes.
A woman, a man, that's fine, because okay, you're bringing in all the money, right? But is that affecting how you treat me, how you treat the kids, right? If you're bringing in all the money, you just have this air about you. It just builds this God complex where you can feel you can do X, Y, Z without any sort of communication, or you just feel like you can just blatantly disrespect me because you bring in all the money. Okay, now we have an issue. But if it's a good relationship, y'all got good communication, you guys talk about it, you still help with the bills, then why does it matter that she makes more money than you? Put your pride to the side, honestly. And that goes for so many things within life. Put your pride to the side. If the situation needs or calls for someone else to take the reins within a specific part within your life, and it's for the betterment of all parties involved, put your pride to the side and let that person step up. Because not only are you hurting you are hurting them. All because what? Your feelings are going to get hurt. You feel like you're inadequate. Okay, Be an adult. Communicate. Hey, this right here makes me it makes me feel like this. And talk about it. Have that conversation. Okay? Like, it's fine. And this is for all the males that might be in here. Swallow that fucking pill and get over it. I promise you, at the end of the day, you are gonna be fine. If she makes more money than you, cool. If you still making her walk like Bambi after the night, I think we know who runs the goddamn house. I'm just saying.
Ooh, there's that too. There's that too. And easier said than done, though, I think, when it comes to male pride and ego. And I will say that if someone's bringing home the money, they may want to try and maybe delegate. Mic drop. Yeah. Might try to delegate some of, where that money goes, how it's spent, this and that, or you deal with it. I'm busy. I have to go to work in the morning. Like, so you take care. Like, and so there might be, but I think with open communication, as long as you don't bottle that stuff up, because that can lead to a little bit of animosity. So as long as you have direct line of communication and no one thinks that they're better than the other person, because you both have roles you need to play. They may be reversed from how our grandparents lived it, but it's still a role and it's valuable regardless. And so as long as there's no animosity, and there's open lines of communication, you guys are voicing if you are pissed off, like, I don't know, whatever it might be. So
I like that comment right there. My dad would bring home most of the money, but my mom did the budgeting and accounting. And from my previous relationship, that's actually how the fuck I ran that too, because I am shit with money. I am horrible with planning. I really am. I am a master. You can say that I thrive in chaos. I really do. Master procrastinator. I really am. I get it done, but I could have got it done a lot earlier and probably had a better product if I put a little bit more time into it. But it's just the way that my brain is wired, yada, yada, yada. But within any relationship, whether romantic, friendship, what have you, even at work, learn to be flexible. Learn to be flexible. Understand that you yourself are only one person. You can only do so much. And if you are working a job to where you have to, pick up certain hours in order, to get paid more, and you start taking in less hours, once again, have that open line of communication. Hey, they hired too many people and they started shifting some hours around. I'm not getting that many hours. Speak up on that. I promise you, from what I have heard from my female friends, a man being able to properly voice his emotions, being able to properly communicate what's going on with him is probably the sexiest thing on fucking earth. Before
Amen.
I learned that fact,
Mm-hmm.
it was something that I was trying to prioritize within myself. I, right now, currently still am on a path of better communication because I know that I'm a loner. There's a lot of things that I take on myself that, I could talk to somebody so I could at least get it off of my chest. But even still today, there's a lot of things that I take on myself that I could easily go talk to a trusted friend, get it off my chest, maybe even gain some new perspective on how to deal with the situation.
Mm-hmm. Great point, CDM. And I really enjoyed, I'm so grateful that you called in because you have a very interesting, home life being a single parent. So, I mean, it's wonderful to listen to, your takes on the matter.
Oh, no,
So,
for sure. I do
Gertie
understand. I'm starting to roll on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Gertie says, I think the guy that's insecure that his partner makes more than him might actually look at her as a material thing, like wanting her to need or rely on them. Yes, so someone mentioned earlier, and I know they're kind of joking. I hope they're joking. It was a Bran WXGP, but he's like, or she, I don't know, they said, make me a sandwich or you're homeless. I hope that nobody's the breadwinner thinking and acting that way, right? Like, I know that like women don't want to be treated that way, like a second-class citizen, just because they aren't financially contributing to the relationship. And I would think that, you know, a man would also not like to feel like a secondary in the relationship, you know, because so yeah, I hope that it, you know, if someone thinks that way, if your partner is thinking that way, chat, find a new partner, okay? They are not for you. They are not the one.
No, honestly.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I am going to go ahead. I'm going to say my final piece and I'm going to go and get out of here. I don't want to keep the boys waiting too much longer because we know I can yap.
Okay. What would you like to close with, EDM?
Love each other. Be kind to each other. Be understanding and not judgmental of each other. You can be curious and not be judgmental. Word to Ted Lasso.
Sorry, say that again. You can be kind to each other without being judgmental of each other?
Like,
is that what
you can be curious without being judgmental.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think curiosity is the first step, actually. It shows you're open-minded, you know?
Yes. It's you. There's so much hate and discrimination that gets thrown around everywhere, not just on social media, but in real life. It gets thrown around underwear simply from a lack of understanding. Hate is bred from the lack of understanding. So learn from each other, hug your neighbor, actually say good morning or good afternoon when you're passing somebody on the street. Flash them a genuine smile and not the half-ass smirk that we all do. All right?
Thank you, EDM, for calling in. By the way, Poops McGee loves your voice. He would like you to possibly read him a bedtime story tonight, sir. No homo.
Well, you know.
We all love EDM's voice.
You have to pay to play. Oh, one more thing. Do you mind if I shout myself out really quick?
Yeah, absolutely. You can do it, I think.
If you guys would like to, you can follow me over on my Twitch channel at EDM_demon. Socials are the same as well. EDM Demon on Twitter as well as Instagram. But the Instagram has 3s in place of the E's.
Okay. There you go. So that's EDM Demon. So he's going to be going through a transition in life in the beginning of this year. Soon. And so, you know, I see what you're saying, EDM. So he's going to be getting out of the military and changing jobs and changing careers. So, you know, I totally understand. I respect it, EDM. You're just trying to, like, you know, line things up.
Gotta do something.
So go. He's also a VIP in the channel and a good friend of mine. So please go drop him a follow. EDM, what do you normally do? You usually play, or you do podcasts sometimes on the weekends, right?
I do. I have a podcast called The Comfortably Uncomfortable. Unfortunately, we are on a hiatus because we are restructuring how we are going to go about doing our episodes. And so our next episode, we wanted to be right. There's actually some merch that's on the way. Y'all keep a lookout for that, both personal and for the podcast. Whenever that is there, I will make sure to share the crap out of it because I want you guys there because it will definitely be one to remember.
All right. Crash is here as well.
Brandon, shut up.
Thanks you for your service.
Brandon.
All right, EDM, thank you so much for calling in and giving us a little insight as a single parent. Love to hear it.
Yes, ma'am.
Love you in the stream, and we'll see you in chat.
I will see you all in chat. The rest of you have a beautiful rest of your evening. Bye, Ian.
Goodbye, EDM. That was EDM Demon. Let's bring in our next caller. I believe it's Mr. Joe. Mr. Joe, welcome in. Thanks for calling. You're live on the air. I hope he's here. All right, Mr. Joe. Oh, hi, Slim. Welcome in, live. Slim. And Trev. Hello, Trev. Hi. What's up, Mr. Joe? Happy Thursday.
Yeah, I guess. Yep. Happy Thursday.
I guess. I guess happy Thursday. Well, would you rather say depressing Thursday?
Um, I don't know. I guess. I don't know. Somebody's probably having a depressed Thursday. I would assume. Probably some of
Let's
the.
try to make that depressed Thursday a little bit better, okay? Let's turn that frown upside down at Mr. Joe. My question to you. Thank you, Poops. Yes, that's kind of what we're trying to do. So, Mr. Joe, how do you feel about women working and being the breadwinner? And how do you feel like that affects child rearing in the long term? Egos of men? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? What are your thoughts?
Okay, so child rearing. I think. Well, obviously, a woman has to take time off, like for maternal leave, right? So in that point, unless she's getting paid leave, she's not going to be the breadwinner, right? She has to take some time off, obviously, because it's like biological, right? She just has to. Just to breastfeed. She has to coddle the young, whatnot.
Right. There's some, like, I think in some Scandinavian, Northern European countries, they have, and even here in Canada, they have paternity leave. So you could have, like, a woman take like a month off and then go back to work immediately after. And then
I think they actually want to do that in the United States. I heard they were like thinking about doing that as well, getting some paternal leave. I don't know if some companies do it too or not, but
there's a VIP in our channel, a fellow streamer, Sam Stelly. He's from Germany. He's off right now on paternity leave. So his wife makes, they both make. He's self-employed, and so, no, is she self-employed? I can't remember which one's which, but it made more financial sense for him to stay off of work and receive paternity leave pay and it makes more financial sense for her to go back to work. So he's off right now on paternity leave. So you can piece, but just you have to wait in the queue. Yes, he's from Germany.
Oh, interesting.
In Scandinavian countries, you can take up to 2 years off. Like in Sweden, paternity leave could be 2 years. Isn't that crazy?
Sounds nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what do they do in America? Like, I've never had a baby. What do they do?
I'm not sure. I don't live in America. B, I've never had a baby myself. So
you're from Canada.
Yes. So I'm not exactly sure what it's like, but
I mean, okay, I would love to get some time off for having a kid. I think once I have a kid, of course, I want to spend as much time with them as possible. So
the years before 5 last the rest of their life, right? It's very influential to them. Peace! Yeah. Let's go!
What's she doing?
Thank you, Peas.
Yeah, I don't know the psychology behind.
Thank you so much for the 10. Best chicken dance on Twitch, guys. Thank you so much, Peace. Okay, but Mr. Joe, so yes, I guess biologically, if a woman is giving birth, which is, the only way, if the woman is giving birth, she has to stay home for a short period of time and, take care of the child and also recover from birth.
Imagine if she just had to go in the next day. Like, yep, you had your baby. Get back in.
Crazy. It would be crazy. So, but
that'd be insane, dude.
What else do you think? Like in terms of, if a woman makes more and is the breadwinner of the family, and would you be cool staying home as a house man?
That'd be like a. I don't know. It depends. Okay, so I don't have a wife, right? So I don't know. But if she was a breadwinner, that'd be pretty sick. I mean, of course, we need to get as much money flowing as possible so that we can continue to save and save and save and save for the retirement or whatever, or for the kids or whatever. But I think she should definitely have more time off than the man does, right? Because I don't know how long it takes for the placenta to evacuate the womb or whatever that is. But
It's pretty immediate. Pretty immediate. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you're leaving the hospital unless you've evacuated the placenta.
Don't people nowadays eat the placenta too? 'Cause it's
Yeah,
like
there's some stem cells. That is absolutely a thing. You could be asked, do you want to keep it? And some people choose to keep it, and then they will you can bring it to a place that will like dry it out and put it in like capsule form. And I mean, there's a lot of nutrients in the placenta. It's full of stem cells. I mean,
that's like eating your bookers almost.
I don't know if there's any scientific fact that stem cells, when you're swallowing them and digesting them, having them go through your gastrointestinal tract, that you're really absorbing stem cells in the same way that, you would by.
Yeah.
So I don't think really.
I think.
But
Yeah, like with like stem cell therapy, I think they inject it into like your spinal cord or some shit like that, or like into your bone marrow or something.
Correct. Yeah.
It's like,
So I don't think swallowing stem cells will really have the same effect, but the placenta is very nutritious. And if you look at other animals, they usually always will eat the placenta afterward. So, but it has a lot of like, I think, iron and things that you would need. I think you lose blood when you give birth. And so that will help to, and dogs and cats will eat the placenta, and a lot of creatures will. So, there's that. There's that.
What could be inherently like wrong or unnatural about a woman being the breadwinner? I think generally that's a pretty accepted thing, isn't it? I mean, unless a guy is into like financial, he likes to be the leader or whatever, then he's gonna look for somebody weaker, obviously, to like
somebody weaker. Ooh, good point. You bring up good points here. I think that men have egos.
Definitely.
I think sometimes men are a little more egotistical than women a lot of the time. Okay.
Well, I've heard that a lot of lesbian relationships have a lot of abuse.
I can't really talk about. I have no idea. I've never heard that myself, so I'm not sure. But I mean,
I've heard that from lesbians. They told me.
Gertie has heard that as well. Maybe there's one more dominant, partner, and then one more submissive partner. That kind of makes sense. But I will perceive gender roles. Yeah, I would say though that
right.
As a woman, I really do enjoy being a supportive figure in a relationship. I really do. I feel I like to support, whether that would be supporting my man or helping to take care of finer details. It's also proven women are better at multitasking than men. And, when you're trying to run a household and there's like multiple things you need to do, multitasking really can come in clutch. So there's that. Women could be perceived as being more maternal than men. And so,
right, a man can't breastfeed a baby. So I think naturally it'd be built into women more to like spend more time with baby because, obviously they have to feed it. The only way a newborn baby can get its meal back in the day was to breastfeed. Nowadays they have like, you have daycares and you have baby formula. So really, I mean, you don't really have to have that much free time off if you want to be a wage slave or whatever. But
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, the turnover time is a lot shorter. Like you can easily go back to work now with breast pumps and like
exactly
home daycare or babysitters or what have you. Yes, but the long-term effects, because I will say that I think women are more nurturing, they're more sensitive, they're more empathetic, they have more intuition. And I think when you're taking care of a little creature, a little child that can't really even speak for themselves, can't voice how they feel, can't really. It's hard. I think women would be a lot more in tune to meeting those needs. And that's just my own personal opinion. I think with time, even as a man, as long as you get to know your child, you will start to learn, and read their body language and start to learn. But I think what I'm saying is I think it maybe comes more naturally to women. I think it could be learned though as well.
Yeah, I mean, men don't even have to be a part of the child development stage, right? When the baby's born, like there's literally no need for the man to be there, because the only need for, I guess, unless you want to have two parents and have an actual healthy baby, but realistically, like the man could die and the woman could just feed the baby, and that would be it.
Mm-hmm.
There's or you could just give it to robots, and then they would inject.
You could just give it to robots. Enders, who is an expert in seeing different cases in courts. I haven't had any clients that have had women abusing a man. Plenty of men abusing women, and a few women abusing women. Yeah.
In what?
In terms of the topic we were talking about before about abuse, about women on women abuse, or physical abuse, and that makes sense because men are a lot stronger and will they can push their weight around, so to speak. Skiz, welcome in. Guys don't report it. Oh, so you think? Well, that's maybe that's their ego speaking. Skiz.
What? Wait,
yeah.
How much money exactly do you need to raise a baby? Because I know it's like in each state or each neighborhood or whatever, it requires more depending on the lifestyle. But what's the amount?
I think on average, I think a child is $20,000 a year. I mean, that would vary, right, from country to country, state to state. The type of experience that you're trying to give. And I was just listening to a really interesting podcast as I was getting ready for stream. Shy, thank you for gifting a sub, a little 6-inch sub to Poops McGee. Thank you, Shy. I appreciate that. And the podcast I was listening to was very, very insightful. And it was saying that so if you are extremely wealthy, you can how you take care of your children and you rear them is you can give them music lessons, dance lessons, the arts, tutors, really, the years before 5 last the rest of their life. So you can really help their long-term developmental skills when they're very young, which will have lasting effects from generation to generation, because they were saying that the super wealthy usually inherit it. And they're given opportunities that just regular people can't afford to do. And so they invest, right? Of course, they invest in their children, but that helps create a legacy. That's kind of off point. We're getting off topic, but it was very interesting to learn.
Definitely makes sense.
So if you put a lot of money into your children, hopefully you'll see reward, right? It's children. I've heard it before. Children are an investment, right? So,
yeah, but also not just financially, because you could give a baby all the money in the world and it could still turn out like a piece of shit. So
that's true.
I mean, a lot of your time and your effort and emotions go into raising the baby too. It's I don't know. It's feeding it, and then feeding it emotion too. Feeding it outside information. I know in Scandinavia, right? Kidnapping, the original term kidnapping was in Scandinavia, they would just put their babies out in the cold in a bundle of blankets and just let it rest out there.
I saw that. in like Finland, that's the norm, to have your child like bundled up in a stroller, like a covered stroller. And like when you go to stores or like you go stop at someone's house or whatever, you just leave your child outside in the if it's sleeping, and you just leave it there, and it's like a norm. And here in North America, Mr. Joe, wouldn't you think that would be people? Some Karens would be calling the police and reporting your ass for leaving your child unattended, right? We don't have a safe society. There would be kidnappings happening, and Lord knows, right? But that is the norm in Finland.
Agreed. I think it's just a overall less dangerous place, and I think, I don't know. Can you even socialize a baby?
Yes, I think at what age socialization takes place, where it starts, I'm not exactly sure, but for sure, I think sending your kids to schools is a great form of socialization for them. So absolutely, socialization is key. Welcome in, Optimus Prime, and hello, AC.
I don't know. Is there really any difference to like a man being the breadwinner versus a woman being the breadwinner? I guess you were talking about like ego earlier. It'd be like I don't know, but I mean, if he has more free time, of course he's gonna do more stuff around the house or whatever. But I don't know. Would that be, do you think there would be a role struggle, like a power struggle in the house, like as to who is the dominant one?
Could be.
Like, have you ever dated a guy who makes less money than you?
Yes.
What was it like? Did you feel like he was like? Did you feel like he was like nicer to you?
I did feel like they were very. I've only dated nice guys, first of all. So okay. Can I directly correlate that to them not making as much money as me? No.
Okay, but could you correlate anything to that? To you being.
It's hard to say, but I do think that they were, very understanding, very accommodating, very like not egotistical. Let's put it that way. Not egotistical, because I feel like if you, as a man, if you do have a very strong ego, you would not be comfortable with Did
you pay for the the dates?
I've never paid for a first date. I did go halves on one first date, and that's a whole nother story. We didn't go on a second date, chat. We did not go on a second date. But
so even though you made more money, you still wanted him to provide for you in a kind of like natural way.
Peace. Thank you so much for the 10. Best chicken dance on Twitch. Let's fucking go. Just to answer your question, I have made more money than my partner during one time. They have made more money than me during another time, and it was give and take. And I think that's what a relationship is all about. I would never just break up with someone because they're going through a rough patch. We all go through rough patches, and I would hope they wouldn't break up with me because I'm going through a rough patch. That's not what a relationship is all about. It's like you pick each other up, you support each other when you need to. You get shit done when it needs to be done, right? Hi, Andrelius. So, that being said, I wouldn't want to just date a bum who doesn't contribute whatsoever and is just living on their laurels because they can. So I would want that person to be contributing in some shape, way, or form. Yeah.
Like financially, right?
Not financially, no.
Or okay, if you worked for a non-profit charity, you would appreciate that because he's helping people. He's doing good.
So people who work for not-for-profits, they still make money. They get paid to work for a not-for-profit and actually get paid pretty well.
By the government or what?
They get paid by through different means, but when you work for you still get paid for not-for-profit work. It's not volunteer work. I think what you mean is volunteer work, right?
I don't know. I have no idea. I guess maybe like Wait, so is it subsidized or what is that? How do they make money off of not profit?
Is that
Not-
Chaz guy still in chat? I know he works for a not-for-profit. I'm not exactly sure, but they get money through like subsidies, so different like grants and subsidies and different like they get paid, but it's just anyways.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You paid
So
a lot of government.
part of the advantage of living with someone is share of the workload. So if someone's working all the time, someone got to be the homebody. The only time I'd consider it being okay with a woman to be the breadwinner in our relationship is if she was able to make much more than me. Steady, yeah. Cool. You're just dropping me a follow now? Oh, this is cool man, not cool ma. Thank you, cool man, for the follow.
Does this situation ever occur where neither the man nor the woman work and they just both raise the baby? Is that can't
They
occur,
have to make
yeah.
money somehow, so
Right.
I'm not sure, like, unless they're both on social assistance, like welfare, maybe, or disability, or like the money would have to be coming in somehow, right? But yeah, just to touch upon Skiz's point, yes. So if I was the breadwinner, if I was making majority of the money in the relationship at the time, I would expect my partner to pick up where I can't, because time is money, right? So if I'm out there working 40 plus hours a week and they're at home, I would hope that, you know, they're maintaining the household, you know, like you only have 24 hours in a day. So if you're out there working 40 hours, how can you also maintain the household? So, and I think, you know, so that's how they would be getting paid or contributing to the household. They would be contributing by helping keep the wheels greased and keeping the machine running, right? So, yeah.
Like a stay-at-home person there, or what? Stay-at-home. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really a lifestyle. That's just like whenever you have a baby, it happens. I think.
Yeah. Mr. Joe, I guess
Unless-
here's the thing. If you're really like super wealthy and you can have a trophy wife or a trophy husband at home that doesn't have to do anything and doesn't have to lift a finger, you're going to pay for that, right? You're going to be paying for cleaning ladies and a chef and a chauffeur and childcare and this, that, and the other, right? So I guess it all depends. But I think majority of the people, and also I've met some really, really wealthy people, like where they're like a stay-at-home, like a wife at home, and they get bored and they end up volunteering for like at a hospital, and they do all of this like volunteer work because they
Right,
have
join
nothing else to
communities.
do. So they
Right.
still
I
want to
think they're-
contribute and be a contributing member of society, and they just do that for free. So yeah, they have maybe had cleaning ladies and a chef at home, but they end up going to volunteer their time at a hospital or for a charity that they, you know, philanthropy. Exactly. So I've seen that as well. So even those people are keeping busy, but doing something. Even if it's not, you know, cooking their meals or cleaning their house, they're still doing something. Imagine how boring it would be just sitting at home, like picking your nose all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I
people,
agree.
you would start to get extremely bored. Yeah.
Right. What would you even do? At that point, you just have hobbies. I don't know.
Hobbies, exactly. Like maybe volunteering at a hospital or.
And your hobbies would turn into every day, and then it wouldn't be fun anymore. It's just like work at that point, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, Mr. Joe, thank you so much for calling in tonight. I'm going to move on to the other callers in the queue.
All right, have a good night.
You too. See you in chat, Mr. Joe.
Right.
You'd become a streamer for fun. Well, I mean, it is fun streaming, Skiz. It is fun streaming, but it's hard being a full-time streamer. There's definitely some added stress involved to being a full-time streamer. But it's still fun. And I hope I hope, guys, if there's ever a job that you're doing that doesn't become fun anymore, it's not like you don't enjoy aspects of it, that you can change your job, change your profession, and move on to something, because life is too short to hate what you do for half of your day. So, good night, Retro. Get some rest. Hi, Biz. Welcome. Okay. Let's move on to the next caller. Okay. We're gonna blow through this. We're gonna blow through these peeps, okay? I don't know who's here first. Let's bring in Joe Fish. Joe Fish, welcome in.
Ooh, that's me. Hello.
That's you. Hi, welcome in, Joe Fish.
Hello. Does everything
Happy-
sound okay? I'm on kind of a different setup right now.
Ooh, you're okay. Hold on, I'll fix you up, boy.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Thank
You're
you.
good. Yeah.
All right. Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you think, Joe Fish? What's your ideas? What's your ideas?
Ideas about
Yeah.
women being the breadwinners in society.
Mm-hmm.
I would like, to me it like doesn't matter. Like in a sense, like I don't know. I've had friends who like not that the mom was more of the breadwinner than the dad, but the dad had like a lot more free time than the mom did. And so like he would be the one who would do like all the cooking and like I don't know how much of like the housework and other stuff he did, but yeah, like I don't know. I don't think there's anything like I don't think there's like anything like inherently controversial about it, you know?
Like
I don't know.
long term.
I
What
think-
about long term effects?
I mean, like, unless someone has like a bit of an ego of like, oh, I'm the one making the money, therefore I'm the one that like controls the budget or that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, unless there's something like that going on, where like it can kind of feel like the person who's making the money feels like they should have like I don't know a greater voice in decisions because they make the money. Like I feel like that could obviously happen. Like I feel like that happens with like as like males in that scenario kind of do that. Like I typically feel like that happens a lot more on the male side.
Yeah.
Only because like on the female side I feel like it's such a smaller percentage, you know? Like I try to think of like who like the breadwinners are that are female, and all I can think of is like the really famous ones, you know, like Oprah. Or like the like Jeff Bezos' his like ex who got like half of his wealth and then married like a normal guy. You know, like those people are like the only ones I can think of. And in those case scenarios, I feel like yeah, they should probably have a bit more, like a bit more power on what you should be spending it on. You know, but
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, on like an average scenario, if like I don't know, like the other thing is not really more of like if someone's a breadwinner where they're like actually like out doing more things, you know, like maybe they have to like travel for their job and stuff like that.
Right.
I feel like that is more of a tougher scenario, but it's more of like to each their own. Like I don't know, like I don't think there's a like to me there's not like a big like difference in my mind. And like I'd be if I was dating someone and they were the breadwinner, be like cool. That's like I don't care like. That'd be a fine life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Ask me something like so I can have a controversial opinion for you to clip or something. I don't know.
Peace. No one is ignoring you. So what I wanted to, I think myself personally, even though I do kind of deep down think that women are better suited to be child rearing, sort of sympathetic, maternal sort of, caregivers, I would much rather my partner, like a male partner, stay at home and rear my children than send them to daycare. And that's just my own prerogative. Yeah, I think that having like a parent them would be better than the alternative of having to have them
having
raise...
a nanny or having daycare or something like that.
Mhm.
No, definitely. I honestly feel like until like that would be ideal until about, I would say, like 4 or 5, when they have to like kindergarten, preschool, when it's like more time for them to like start socializing with other kids.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, but that, especially those like early years, I do feel like that would be ideal rather than having a having a nanny or giving them over to daycare or something, if
Mhm.
possible. Like that's also like you have to be somewhat privileged to be able to do those things, right? Like, um, if like one person makes enough that the other person doesn't have to work a job, that's great. Also, I feel like I know like all the companies are doing away with work from home, but I feel like work from home is really good for like those new parents, where it's like, all right, we can still take care of the kid, and I can still do my job at the same time.
I
Um,
agree.
yeah, even like streamers, I know like plenty of streamers who like have kids, and then their job is streaming, so it's like kind of a very convenient thing in that way.
Right.
Um, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, uh, okay. I don't really have any questions, Joe. You've answered all
All
of my
right.
questions.
Yeah. Let me try to think of something. Wait. So, all right. Wait. You said that you guys went. Or wait. Tell me about the date where you guys split the bill and then you just never saw each other again. Was that just like an awkward date overall,
I
or
mean,
was it just
sparks
like
didn't
you weren't
fly with
feeling
that
it?
date. Sparks
Okay.
didn't
All
fly.
right.
Yeah, and I thought by him asking to split the bill that he like I read into that as he didn't really want to go on a second date, and I was like, that's cool.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then he ended up asking me on a second date after, and I was like, no,
Mm,
no.
all right. Yeah. So you kind of read into it, and then like, but you also just kind of weren't feeling it anyway. So it wasn't even that big of like that wasn't like the one thing of the date. It's like, oh, guy wants to split the first date, red flag. No, it was like
That
the date itself was just not
that wasn't the
on it
start, but
anyway.
that was definitely the straw that broke the camel's back.
Okay, yeah, that was like a kind of like on the list of in the nose column. That was kind of like, all right, too many no's. Like,
Yeah, he had asked me to go on a
um,
date several times, maybe half a dozen times, and I finally
oh,
caved in
that's
and did that, and
dang.
went on the date, and he, I just was like, that's not cool. You
No,
asked
that's
me to go on
actually
a
like
date
a
many times, and then you want to like split the bill. Like I feel like that's what friends would do,
yeah, no, yeah, no. I
and
mean, I that's also like I feel like that's a weird one that like I don't know. I have like a very hard rule of like if I ask someone out, like my limit is like 3 times, and they like reject me 3 times. It's like, all right, well, it's their turn to either ask me or this is not going anywhere. Just because it's like, obviously this person isn't that interested. Like that's just my feelings on those kind of things.
mm-hmm. And you're
Yeah,
right,
some people
guys.
think 3 times is too much, and like I understand, like that's like I don't know, everyone has their own limits, and like Anne said yes after 6 times, so maybe I should be more persistent, right? Maybe
I
we're all
think
giving up too early.
that is very true. That is true. Okay, maybe it was 5 times, maybe it was 6 times, is around there. And a couple of the
Yeah,
times weren't like he was just kind of like trying to plant the seed, so it wasn't like he was directly asking me. But yeah, definitely he asked me probably 5 or 6 times, and I finally was like, okay, fine, let's do this. Fuck,
yeah.
let's. So you leave me alone.
I mean, but yeah,
Let's do
no,
this.
exactly. Like you're just like, all right, let's get this out of the way because you're not going to stop.
But I will say that sometimes chat don't be completely discouraged if she does say no right off the hop, because maybe she never thought of it that way. So maybe you're planting the seed by asking, okay? Because I'm not sure how you operate. So maybe you weren't planting the seed beforehand. Maybe she didn't see you that way and you just ask and you kind of caught her off guard, okay? And also sometimes I really do believe that timing is everything, and so maybe she's just not in that headspace, or in not ready to go on a date with you, but in the future she is. So don't just completely give up after one time.
Yeah.
So
I don't know about never give up. I feel like that comes on a little strong, guys, but you know,
no, eventually take a hint, but
yeah, yeah.
like
You should probably read the room at some point, but at the same
mhm.
time,
Yeah.
be
So
persistent.
yeah,
Like,
that's my story about the only time that
um,
anyone has ever tried to split the bill. on a first date?
That is okay. That's crazy because like, all right, this is my because like I don't I never like I don't inherently say, "Oh, I'm splitting the bill." It's if I ask someone out, and it's like I'll usually do it where like I'll buy the first thing, but then it's like, okay, but if we like go somewhere else or if we like meet again, then it's on you to like pay for the second time. Do you know what I mean? Like I kind of
Hmm.
like only because I don't want to feel like I'm just like paying constantly, you know? Like
You
I'd
don't want to
rather
feel
have a
like a
bit more of a
sucker.
balance in
And
that.
I feel that. I
Exactly. Yeah.
respect that. I respect that. There's a fine balance with that of like being generous but not getting taken advantage of. And sometimes you give them an inch and they take a mile, right? Like sometimes you do. People are always testing limits. Oscar, welcome in. Nice to see you, Oscar. People are always testing limits. So sometimes girls will try to test guys and see, and clearly that they're not in it for the right reasons if that's what they're doing, but
Yeah.
people are limit testers, right? And so yeah,
Yeah.
there's a fine line
And
between
like honestly,
Mhm.
if someone's just like like if you get the feeling someone's just trying to test you, like they're not worth your time. Like I don't know. I feel like that's also kind of like you know what I mean. That's like inherently like not they're not being genuine about like your own feelings towards them in a way. Like they're just I don't know playing games that sort of thing.
exactly. um yeah, good points, Joe Fish, very good points.
Mhm.
And thank you for calling in.
You're welcome. Ooh, also, I'll just give this to chat. Only because like I went out with a friend that like I've known like this friend for like we've always lived kind of in the same area of Southern California for like a long time. And
Mhm.
I don't know, we always just kind of like are off and on, like we'll go out to dinner sometimes and then like one of us will get busy, the other person will get busy. And so but tonight like we just ended up going out to dinner again, like we finally like arranged it. And I feel like it was more just like because I was like, "Hey, what days are you free like this week or next week?" Uh and then just like give me a day or a time that's like best for you sort of thing. And then I hit her up like literally earlier today being like, "Hey, is today cool like around like whenever your like lunch hour is or whatever?" And she's like, "Yeah, sounds good." And so yeah, sometimes it's that easy of just like being flexible with the other person. Like you don't have to like set a hard date sort of thing. Like as someone there available
Sometimes
and usually
the best adventures that I go on, or the best dates that I go on, are like spontaneous, because you know why?
Mhm.
You don't have expectations at that point, right? No expectations, no disappointment.
Yeah.
But I also, on the other hand, I'm a huge planner and I enjoy planning, so there's that
Mhm.
as well. But
Mhm.
it's hard to say. It's hard to say.
Yeah,
uh
no, it's all a balance, right? Like you can't be all everything at all the time. Like doesn't work either, right? So, yeah.
Right. So Wade, he goes, the arrangement that he has set up with his girl is he pays for one date, she pays for the next, and they go back and
Mhm.
forth. And that kind of makes sense because, I mean, if you're 50-50 in a relationship, then that makes perfect sense, right? And then
Yeah.
some other
But
people have it set like, okay, well, maybe the one person makes 3/4 of the amount of money that the other person makes, so they pay for 3/4 of the stuff, right? Because relative.
sure.
Do you know
No,
what I mean?
that
It's all, yeah.
yeah. Mhm. No, that makes sense. I always think it'd be funny though if you're like say one person's in between jobs and the other one makes six figures. Like don't make the person in between jobs pay. Just pay, you know, like if you're making money and the other person is just like not making money at the moment, just like come on. Like don't be a dick about it.
Exactly.
Um
Yeah.
yeah. Like I don't know. Like you could let them offer, but at the same time, it's just like we all. I feel like all of us have like been there at one point or another. Like just be the kind of person. Like I don't know. Yeah, that's my 2 cents or my 3 cents. Thank you for letting me talk your ear off, Anne. It was good seeing you.
Nice chatting with you. Thank you for calling in, Joe Fish. We'll see you in chat.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'll be in chat. Bye, bye, chat.
See you in chat. That was Joe Fish. All right, I'm not sure who was here first. Was it? Let's try C. Is this Chi-Town? I don't know who this is. Hold on. Greetings and welcome, caller. You're live and on the air. Hello. if this caller, they might be AFK at the moment, so we can always move on to the next caller. So let's put them back in the queue, and let's bring in A. Greetings and welcome, caller. You're live and on the air.
Oh, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yes, welcome in.
How's it going?
It's going. It's going well. Thank you for calling.
I'm sorry. I'm reading your chat, and this is the most absurd thing I've ever read in my entire life. I'm fucking crying, laughing over here between Who's the Goose, AC Mercs, and Peace. This is incredible. Are you reading any of this?
A little bit, but what do you find so funny about it?
I have no idea. Just two guys flirting, and then, or I'm assuming guys, right? And then the third one's just like, knock it off, man. He's mine. I don't know. It's hilarious.
It's a bromance.
It's yeah, like a three-way bro. Okay, I'm not gonna take up too much of your time, and I don't want to derail the conversation. But with this topic, are you saying in society or in like relationships specifically?
Either or. Whatever, however you want to bring it in, like however you want to discuss it.
Yeah, I mean, are we saying so? Like, if somebody makes like $10,000 more a year than another person, I wouldn't necessarily say they're the breadwinners. So, like, what limit are we putting on this? If it's like double someone's salary, then I can see it that way.
No, well, I would say like makes enough where one person can stay home, financially afford to stay home. Yeah.
Wow, I might be in the minority, but I don't think I'd be comfortable with that.
And why?
I don't know. I think I'd get judged by a lot of my friends. It'd create like uncomfortable real life situations for me. Going out to like a restaurant, not being able to like pay the bill, it would hurt my ego a little bit. I don't know how I wasn't here the whole time. How have the conversations been going prior? Like, am I in the minority?
It's hard to say. I think you are a traditionalist. And you know, because I feel like that has been what's been going on for the last 50 years or longer, right? So
Sure.
And so I think you're being honest though that it would hurt your ego a little bit for sure. And then also there's like maybe you think that women staying home and taking care of the kids, they would be better suited to do so because they have better maternal instincts and they're more sympathetic and all of that stuff, right?
I don't know. I disagree with that. The way I see relationships is it's a two-way street, right? Like if one person makes more money than the other, that's fine, but like you're growing together, right? Like I think both people need to be ambitious and figure it out themselves, right? I don't necessarily, but this is a good topic. I like this one a lot more than the alien one that I tried to join in and like failed, right? I don't know. That's why I was curious. I don't know how the other conversations went, and like from what I did listen in on, it was like the conversations kept getting derailed to other things. So I was just curious how they were going. But yeah, I think for me to answer it shortly, I would not be a fan of to be like a stay-at-home dad and just take care of a kid, assuming we have a kid, while she's out there working and make all the money. It would hurt my pride a little bit.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, thank you for calling in. Because I think you're the first person to actually say that today. So,
That's
and I
surprising.
know there's people in chat thinking that. But they just probably don't want to admit it. So,
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. But again, that's all. I just wanted to jump in and give my 2 cents. I'm all set on my end.
is this winning, by the way?
Yeah, it is. Actually, why do you think I'm trolling in the chat so much?
I think. Do you maybe know a couple of the other? Do you know Goose and Osman? And I think the three of you, because you play off of each other, like because you know each other probably from other streams or whatnot. It like, you know, like you have some inside jokes going on, and so that's probably why we think that. But
I'm not like.
I don't think you
I'm
are
not like making fun of the stream or anything.
No, I know. I don't think you're like a mean troll, so to speak. I think you're entitled to your opinions. And, you know, I think there's different types of people out there. And as long as you're respectful, called out, boom, yeah. As long as you're respectful, it's all good.
Wait, are they saying I called you out?
No, I think you had a problem with one of the other callers before, right?
Oh my God, Atomic. I'm not going to get into it, but that guy, Jesus Christ. No, we won't get into it. Again, I gave my 2 cents. I don't need to take up anyone else's time.
Right, exactly. I just want here's the thing, winning, and I'll tell you straight up,
Oh
is
God.
I don't want anyone to feel like that they're being like, everyone's judgmental, I get that, but like if people feel scared to come on and talk about their thoughts and their opinions because they feel like the chat is extremely judgmental and critical, that's where the problem lies. So just try to like be a little mindful of that, so that I don't want people to get scared to call in. You know what I mean?
No,
Because
that's
they're
fair.
like,
And this is your stream. You have to mitigate everyone's responses, right? Before, what is this? You seem all right to me tonight. Didn't see that. Oh my god, it's because he's not here. What was I gonna say? Oh, because I gave my 2 cents. Do you think that other people also think this? What do you think? Like, are you more traditional, where like you would be comfortable staying at home and he was a breadwinner, or are you okay being a breadwinner while you have a guy that stays at home? Does that hurt your ego, your pride?
my honest opinion, I am a little bit more traditional, and I really do feel like that women are. I can only speak for myself, and I really enjoy to have a supporting role in a relationship when it comes to stuff like that. And I do feel like I'm really good at multitasking, and I definitely feel like I'm very maternal. And if I had the option to do so, I would love to be a stay-at-home wife. But
yeah, and go ahead. I'm sorry.
in today's day and age, dual income families, I don't have that pleasure to stay at home, and so well, I am staying at home, but I'm working. So yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being honest. And like, again, from my perspective, I'm more of a giver. Like, I want to provide, I want to pay for the bill, I want to give, right? End of the day, it's a two-way street. Like, both parties have to do something. It's not like you're gonna stay at home and just like sit there and sleep all day. Like, you're doing something. I just don't want to be that role. So I appreciate you being honest and like willing to take on that supportive role if the opportunity was there, right?
Right. Well, Winning, thank you so much for calling in and telling us your perspective, and we'll see you in chat.
All right. See you in chat.
Okay, that was Winning. Skiz says people should do what they're good at. Women naturally nurturers. Yeah, 100%. And I like to be supportive. Like, I like to, maybe it has to do with like a little bit of a dominance submissive thing, but I would say that I like to support a little. I prefer like a guy to be a little bit more confident and lead, and I still have my role. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't feel like I'm being like pushed down or anything like that, but I don't know. It's less headache and less stress for me. But everybody's different, because I'm sure if we brought Gertie Gurley on here, she would have a different opinion. So everyone has a different opinion, right? Okay, so next caller, the C person, are you back? Greetings and welcome, C. You're live and on the air. Who are we speaking with tonight? Because I saw you muting and unmuting back there like a minute ago. So I know you're near the keyboard, but maybe you're shy. Hello, 2 seconds. It's a sad day, okay. Sorry, C. We tried again. That was the second attempt. All right, let's bring in Peace. Okay, the bromance continues. Hey, let's go.
Oh, shit. Oh, man, I was hitting on your gamers in the chat there.
I know, Peace. You had a little bromance going on. I mean, I've seen it with EDM and Wade, Gertie7. So there's definitely bromances that happen, that evolve in the chat, and I'm all for it.
Look, all I'm going to say is if you didn't have such a handsome viewer base, I wouldn't be letting them know, okay? So all I'm saying is that like my boys in chat are here. I'll turn my crap up here.
Thank you.
All I'm saying
yeah,
is that my boys in chat there,
right,
they're handsome. Those guys are handsome. And there's no reason for them to be shy to show their camera to the wonderful, the beautiful, and Streamy, who is, I mean, come on. Like, what are we all here for? We're all here for Anne, because look at this beautiful woman on chat. She just shows up. She dresses up for us. She makes sure her makeup is perfect. She makes sure that her outfits are, they're exquisite. They emphasize the perfect. She just, you know what I mean? She's got it. You know, she's got it. She presents it, and who gives a fuck out? Who gives a fuck about anything else? My boy Blood Elf, he's a little bit awkward. He doesn't remember me talking to him, but I mean, shout out to him because Blood Elf is. I mean, you know
He's a
what?
sweetie.
Everybody in chat knows. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Certified
He's a
sweetie.
sweetheart.
He is.
He's a sweetheart.
He is.
Greater Lore, I didn't talk to him very much, but Refuge was one of the only ones in chat that was willing to show his face. You know, so I
Yep.
mean, shout out to him. He's been awesome.
Mhm.
But this is not my stream, and we're here to talk about. I honestly I am here to. I think I had two goals. Okay. So, because I asked you and you obliged, thank you so much, Anne, for obliging me. I appreciate your sacrifice for me. But there's two things for me for joining. One of them was to ask a lovely lady if she would be willing to participate. And don't worry, I'm willing to ask 7 times. Don't worry. Because I know that's the projected standard, but I'm gonna go ahead and put my first hat in the ring here and say, Anne, I would love it if you would in the future at some time bless me with your presence, and that presence would be inferred as a date during what I'm talking about, because I think you're a lovely woman, and I would love to spend time with you in a more than friendual, that's a weird thing to say, more than friendual capacity. So,
Well, Peace, I think we have already established that we will be going on an e-date sometime in the near future. So
is that a yes?
it's an yes. It's an yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's fucking go, man. I'm so excited.
Okay. All right.
I'm so excited for the yes.
A hog honker Mike, welcome in. Greetings, hog honker Mike. Nice to see you here. I haven't seen
Anybody
Butt
can-
Detector today, but nice to see you here, hog honker Mike. Or
I'm
Cash,
sorry,
Nick
who's-
Cash. So
I'm sorry, who's?
yeah. So
So what do you want to talk
You're
about?
right.
today? What have you wanted to get off your chest?
Epoch.
I know who's
a lot.
has
I want
wanted to, like,
to get a
you-
lot.
okay,
Sorry.
Look, you got a big chest, and I know there's a lot to get off of it. Zinger, but who's? I got you, bro. We'll go on a date afterwards, but it'll be on the DL. So I would love.
It'll be on the DL.
Look. I understand you and me.
He's just a side,
You know,
just a side piece.
we have.
They
a-
get no love, man. They get no
I
respect.
see what you did there. That's funny. You probably didn't see it. You know what I mean? Side piece.
Yeah. Uh huh. What a zinger! What a zinger!
You meant okay. Yeah, Anne can't know. Anne can't know about us, Hughes. But I want you to know, Hughes, that if I had to choose, that Anne, I'm sorry, Hughes, I love you to death, but if I had to choose, Anne would be my number one. Like if I had to choose between 1 and 2, it's Anne. It's got to be Anne. So, Anne, what would you like to get off of your chest? What do you think? What is your perspective? I want to hear nothing but your perspective, because I'm going to shut my man rear end up.
Nothing really in particular. In terms of the topic today, I kind
Do
of,
you-
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, please.
Do you believe
Mhm.
that you could provide for a man if you didn't have children?
If I had to, I would.
Not if you had to.
But is
No,
it
this is
preferred
a want. I'm
for
asking
me?
you a want. Yeah.
A want?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
it's not a
It's
want.
not a want.
No.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I like that.
And I'm
a
quite
lot.
happy doing that. Like I don't feel like I'm being like you know, I don't feel like I have a lesser role. It's just a different role, right? Different doesn't mean lesser. And also I don't know the
Rule.
long-term like repercussions of, you know, like all of us guys, like both partners having to go to work and have like we don't really know the long-term effects of society, like how our children we will develop with that, because it really is kind of a nuance, right? Oh, I've noticed my music is quiet. It stopped. There we go. It's a bit of it's new, right? So we don't really know long-term studies of like how that really affects our children and everything like that. So I'm quite happy with staying home if possible, but a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. If I have to go out and work, which has been the norm for a long time. So, but yeah,
Okay. So you prefer traditionalists.
I do.
You're old-fashioned. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what if the relationship was I'm gonna delve into the fantasy relationship here. What if the relationship was, you know, I'm gonna use a personal opinion here, or a personal experience. Let's say I provided, the house, right? The way it is right now. I provided a 3-bedroom house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you were able to stream. Not that it's my job to allow the allowance isn't a thing for me. It's that ability. Does that make sense? So like, it's not that I am allowing you to, it's that I'm facilitating.
Do you have the financial
environment
means to
for.
do so? Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say I could financially support the environment if you were to. Let's get on with it. Okay, all right. So the idea is, this is all personal questions because I'm way past the point of intelligent. I am very belligerent and drunk at this point, and so. Please.
We're just going to finish our thought piece and then we have to move on, okay? Because I still have 3 callers that I want to bring in, okay?
Okay, no worries. It was just, I guess if you were to live in a house where the man could buy for the house, do you think that you would give to the house, or if you would keep the income for yourself?
Come on in. I have a little boy here. Someone wanted to make their presence known. So Mr. Vegas is here. Welcome in, Darth. No, I feel like even like people, both partners have to contribute, and maybe if someone's financially contributing majority, then the other person, you know, has to, you know, contribute by, you know, taking care of the house, making sure that they can. Gertie, thank you for the 5. 3, 4, 5. Thank you, Gertie. So it's give and take, and like you can't just say that if someone's staying home and taking care of the household, like that is like it has to be done in order to have that person who's working go and actually, like, you know, be set to take and make money and bring it home, right? So you have to keep the wheels greased in this well-oiled machine.
Okay.
Thank you for the 5, Gertie.
Okay. Thank you so much. I don't want to interrupt your stream anymore.
Thank you so much for calling in, Peace. And we will see you in chat. Good questions, though. Good questions. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. You're welcome. See you later, Peace. Talented doggo. He's very talented. He's very talented. Hold on. Okay, so our next caller, Mr. Veggie Chubby. Hold on. We have to have a little cameo for Vegas. We have some treatos for the doggitos. Veggie, sit. Good. Sit down. Sit down. Speak. Louder. Louder. Good. Boy, Vegas. Okay. Okay. Let's bring in our next caller. It's all right, Peace. Listen, I appreciate you calling in. Don't worry about it. But I just want to move on to the other callers. Let's bring in Blood. Blood Elf. So,
Yo, what's up?
yo, hi, Blood Elf. Thank you for patiently waiting.
No problem, sweetie.
So, Blood Elf, what are your thoughts about, women being the breadwinners in today's modern society?
Like, can you be more specific if you don't mind?
Like, if you're in a relationship with a girl
Okay.
and she was a doctor and you worked at Dunkin' Donuts
Okay.
and she made a lot more money than you, and she wanted to work and you stay home and you don't have to work at Dunkin' Donuts because she has you covered and financially covered, and you stay home and like do the laundry and do the dishes and do the cooking, and if you have kids you take care of the kids, and you basically like set her up for all of that stuff for her to be the best doctor out there. Would you be okay with that?
Yes. So I was saying, like, she can come home to a nice dinner and have a clean house, have warm dinner for her inside the microwave ready for her, and have to heat that up. Then bam,
Aw.
I say, here, sweetie, your dinner's inside the microwave waiting for you, or something like that. And I say, hey, kiss, come eat dinner.
He really is a legend. Aw. So you would be cool with that. Do you feel like that would come naturally to you? Or that would
Yes.
or yeah?
Naturally.
Or naturally to you, okay.
Yeah. And also, of course, you look gorgeous as usual, and I like that white top and the black skirt. I like both of them.
I do love the contrast of black and white as well. So
And, so yeah, say if my wife and me got married, and for example, if she work like a nurse or a doctor or something, I let her come home to a clean house in a clean kitchen, and I say, hey, sweetie, dinner is done inside the microwave waiting for you.
mhm.
Make her like chicken Alfredo or whatever she wants. I make for her.
I love
Then
chicken fettuccine Alfredo.
probably make her like chicken Alfredo or something
Is that
like
the best dish that you can cook, Blood?
I can cook any kind of food. All depends. If
So
I
you're
know
a
how
good
to.
cook too? Damn, you're a
Yeah.
catch. All right. Well, Blood, thank you so much for calling in. It's always a pleasure to have you. And thank you for waiting patiently. I appreciate that.
No problem. Have a good night. I see you in
You too.
chat.
We'll see you in chat, Blood.
Bye bye.
Bye now. Okay, let's bring in I know. Let's bring in this. See, the C person just left. Whoever the C person is, I was just about to bring you in, but let's bring in Refuge. Okay. Refuge, you're live and on the air. Thank you for calling in. Hi, Refuge. How goes it? You're muted. You're muted. Can't hear you. Nope, nope, nope. No, I can just see you moving, but I can't hear you. How to get on a call? You just have to join the Discord and pop into the Twitch stream queue. I can see... Say something? Okay, I can see you're lighting up in Discord, but it's not working on... It's not working here on Twitch for some reason. Like, we can't hear you. It's gotta be something on your end, because everybody else was fine. Okay, you can reconnect. So Refuge is just gonna try to reconnect. You can hear him? Bullshit, Oz. Skiz! Flicking your bean. Wetter than a cup of bubble tea. Sure. Just looking for the sports channel, Gary. Wetter than a cup of bubble tea. Skiz, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying the talks today. Trying to get us thinking tonight. Let's try Refuge again, and then Carlito, let me put you in the Twitch stream queue. All right, this is where you would hang out. So Refuge, let's try it. Hopefully your mic is working again. Refuge. Hello. No, something's wrong. Like, I can see it's lighting up green in Discord, but we can't hear you on Twitch. It's gotta be something. What could it be, guys? I don't know what it is. User end issues? For sure it's user end issues. I'm sorry, it's not my fault. Well, it's something to do with your computer, like maybe your input output. It's very hard to diagnose. So I could see you on the Joe Rogan podcast being a guest. Really? Diaz. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying the content. All right, Refuge, I would try to check your input and your output on Discord. And let's bring in another caller. C, welcome in.
Yeah, I've been trying to fucking get my mic to stop. Oh shit, am I on stream or?
You're on stream. Welcome in. It's working now.
Oh, okay. Apologies for my language, by the way. Anyway, so what are we? What's going on? What's going on right now? So what are we talking about?
Well, you're calling in. Do you not know what you're calling in about?
What is it? A debate about men and females, or what?
Basically, women being the breadwinner in today's society. Yay or nay?
I disagree with that. Unfortunately, man. Women are nurturers, so they're naturally. I mean, just imagine this: if in a nursery, would you prefer a man or a woman to look after your child if you were at work?
Personally, I think women are better suited for that role.
Exactly. So, that's the argument ended to. I'm not gonna lie.
But what if there's no kids? What if you don't have kids?
I mean, a woman can be a nurturer, but it destabilizes the. I'm not gonna go for it, but I was gonna say it destabilizes the natural order of things. But there's no natural order of things at the end of the day.
I think women trust women first. Oh, that's another good point, Saturn. Yeah, so say you had kids and you brought them to like a daycare. Would you prefer your child be taken care of by a man or a woman? I think majority of us would all choose our child to be taken care of by a female, right?
Exactly, 100%. So so are you a feminist or are you just
No.
okay, perfect. Amazing.
And I don't think there's
Perfect.
anything wrong with that. I don't. I'm not,
There's
no
nothing wrong
no
with being a
offense to
feminist.
any feminists out there.
There's nothing wrong with being a feminist, but the feminists out there in today's era are fucking crazy.
Perfect.
Excuse
Now,
excuse my French.
I think life is about balance, though. I'm all about women's rights. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think women should have more rights than a man. I think it should be we're just different.
Equal rights.
I think it's equal rights. Yeah.
Equal rights, equal fights.
And you have
No,
feminist
just
views, though.
checking.
Again, I'm not really like super like leaning towards like, feminism or anti-feminism. Clearly, if I'm out here streaming and working, I mean, I really don't think that women should not work at all. I mean, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do,
100%.
but. I'm not super into like there's a whole feminist movement going on. I wouldn't say I really
It's a bit too
hop
crazy,
on that.
right?
A little bit, a little extreme. I'm not an extremist. Okay, I'm not an extremist. Let's put it that way.
Okay, no worries. No, wait.
hmm
I mean, if you could, how are you, by the way, if you don't mind me asking?
Pardon me. How old am I?
Yes, if you don't mind me asking. I'm
21.
just like trying to like 21. Oh, okay. I'm just trying to like engage a picture of you. Okay,
Forever
okay.
21.
Forever 21. Forever 21. Okay, amazing. I love it. Okay, so we're on the same page on whether yada 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 da da da.
Well, it's not being about the same page. There's no right or wrong answers here. It's really just your opinion. So thank you so much. By the way, who am I speaking with right now? What's your Twitch name?
My Twitch name is TBM567. I'll just post a dot and then you can,
Hmm.
hold up. Why didn't it post? Give me 1 second.
Ah,
There we
okay.
go.
A
TBM5.
first-time chatter. Oh, perfect. Well, thank you so much for calling in.
TBM567, so
Thank you for
there we
calling
go.
in, TBM. Thank you for enjoying the content and having the guts to call in. I appreciate that.
The guts to call in. Jesus,
Mhm.
you don't take much guts to call in. I'm not gonna lie, but okay.
I mean, that's relative as well. Some people are definitely scared to call in. So,
No,
anyways,
they're not, mate. Hey,
TBN,
come on,
thank
mate.
you for calling in. I'm going to move on to the next callers now. But
Okay,
have a
no,
great night.
Adios,
take care.
amigo.
See you in chat. Bye now. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. So, let's bring in Carlito. Welcome in, Carlito. Thanks for calling.
Bonjour, Anne. I'm French, so sorry about my English.
That's okay.
Do you have a specific topic you want to talk about together?
So the topic tonight is women being the breadwinner in a household, and how do you feel about that?
So, for me, wait, let me just mute the stream. 1 second.
No problem. Take your time. Peace. Thank you for the 5.
So, I think our generation, comparing to our parents, at least in France, like traditionally, the woman was not like the bread winner, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I enjoy that women, they are like obsessed with career and they invest in themselves. So I'm very happy when I meet a woman. Like I wouldn't mind that my woman earns more than me because she's successful and she's fulfilling her not dreams, but for me it's super important that I need to be with a woman that on the career side she knows what she wants, and I will be always respectful. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Let's say if she earns 100K more than me, as long as she's happy and she contributes to things. So for me, I'm very happy if she does it. Sorry, I'm very straight to the point, but that's I don't mind. I don't mind this really. I think it's super attractive. This. What do you think?
I appreciate that you are straight to the point, so thank you for that.
What do you think?
About your thoughts, I think my thoughts.
Yeah.
I would say I'm a little bit more of a traditionalist, and I don't know the long-term effects of the roles being reversed, of the the male being the caretaker of the household and the female being the breadwinner. But I mean, with modern day lifestyle, it's a dual income family a lot of the time now anyway. So I mean, that seems to be working, but again, we don't know the long-term effects
I agree with you.
of that as well.
I mean, I did, yeah.
I can only go on like how I was raised, and my mother worked until I was 7, and then I had 2 siblings, so there was 3 children, and then my mother retired early and became a stay-at-home mom when I was at the age of 7.
For me. Yeah.
And I loved it. My mom was like Betty Crocker in the kitchen, man. We had a bread maker. She would make homemade fresh baked bread every single day. She took us.
I can smell this. It's
and like I had a great childhood, and like really, her life revolved around taking care of the family, and taking me to dance classes and all of that stuff. So.
I don't know how old you are, but the older you get, the more you think about this and the more grateful you are toward your mother. Because for me, it was the same. 3 children, and she gave up her job just to raise us. And the older I get, the more grateful I am for this. So yeah, I think they are not recognized enough. The moms that give up their career just to raise children. I think it's a beautiful thing.
I think it's beautiful. It's a sacrifice for sure, but it's for the betterment. It's for the future. It's a sacrifice for the future, right? So it is beautiful. Yeah.
Thanks, Anne. I'm so sorry. Like I never go on Twitch. I told you in the chat it's been 9 years, but I was not in a good state. I just needed to talk to someone. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Going to leave my place to refuge. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Carlito. Thank you for calling in. Merci beaucoup.
You're amazing. Thank you. Merci, madame. Au revoir.
Au revoir. All right, that was Carlito. He was a gentleman. I fucking love that. What a gentleman. Okay, so, Skiz says, I mean, women are hardwired different than men, and that's just fundamentally facts. That's what I mean. So, yeah. Okay, let's try Refuge again and see. Hopefully he's able to talk. Refuge, welcome in. I hope your mic is working. Say something. I don't see his mic lighting up in Discord. Oh, it's lighting up, but we can't hear you. We cannot hear you. I know it must be working in Discord, but it's not working on Twitch, unfortunately. Grinch, thank you for the follow. All right, Refuge, I'm sorry, but like it's not working. I don't know why. It's got to be something on your end. Some setting that you chose. We tried 3 times. I wish 3rd time was a charm, but unfortunately, it's not, Refuge. It's nothing that I'm doing. So, all right, guys, what an interesting topic to chat about today. It really was quite interesting, for sure. So, thank you to all of the callers. We didn't have a dead moment. From the very beginning of stream, we had a lot of people calling in today and giving their 2 cents. There was no right or wrong answers. Everyone is entitled to a difference of opinion, and we respect all of those opinions. So, volume is turned way down. Mine is? My volume is turned way down? I'm not sure what you mean, Big Tom. But regardless, I am taking tomorrow off, okay? So we're taking Friday off. Thank you, Skiz. I'm taking Friday off, but I'll be back. No, just not this week. Not this week. And then next week, I'm taking next Thursday off, and I'll be back for Friday, which is Valentine's Day. Okay? So next Friday, Valentine's Day, we have a very interesting stream. It's going to be call in on Valentine's Day and tell me your best riz. Okay, shoot your shot with the lovely Anne. Give me your best Riz. That's going to be on Valentine's Day, and I'm going to be taking Thursday the 13th off. But tomorrow I'm taking off Maple, and I'll be back on Saturday. And we're going to have a topic. The topic on Saturday is all about cheating. It's going to be spicy. I just feel it. I feel it in my bones. It's going to be spicy. So the topic on Saturday is cheating. Join us at 7 p.m. Eastern on Saturday to talk about cheating. And yes. And then, we'll see you Saturday at 7. Thank you, everyone, for all of the follows, for the subs, for the bits, for the raids, and a special thank you to all of my callers tonight. Much appreciated. Thank you for your input. Thank you, Skiz. Always a pleasure to have you here, Skiz. Honestly, I think you're a very smart individual, and it's always good to have you here. But I love you all. Love you all. Thank you for being here. So we'll see you